spit feeling in interviews, speaking on reunions. Stitch up, we can do this until then. I ain't even speaking your name. Just keep my name out of your mouth, but we can keep it the same. It ain't that I'm too big to listen to the rumors. It's just that I'm too damn good to pay attention to it.
Welcome back to the conversation that never ends. This is Timeless Talk. I'm your host, AJ. We have a guest over here on my right, a big Dodger fan like myself. Got my boy Serg right here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what to do. Where show him the appreciation.
Salute.
Yeah. Cheers, brother. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, we're happy you're here, man. And honestly, bro, it's a big deal. You know, I mean, obviously, if you guys haven't already can tell, but for those that are watching us and not listening to us, today's topic is going to be about the Dodgers winning the 2024 World Series. So again, hey man, about fucking time to win a real one, right? As they say, right? I mean, hey, pretty hyped about that. So, just so you guys know, I know we got Furious missing today. He actually couldn't make it. It's okay, he said, because he's not really the biggest Dodger fan, so you didn't feel like he could have brought too much to the show today. Hater. Nah, but I mean, he did play the sport in high school when he was younger. We was going to talk about that.
It's about the sport, man. Yeah. Liking the sport, obviously, whatever team it is you root for, it's just, it's a matter of just enjoying sports, period.
No, I agree. So he couldn't be here today, but he wanted to, but, he sends everybody, the audience and listeners, his love. But yeah, going forward, how do you feel about haters out there that claim the Dodgers 2020 World Series doesn't count and that there's an asterisk there because they didn't play a full season? I want to talk about that before we get into how we won this year, or how they won this year.
Well, you know what I mean. Truthfully, hey, it wasn't a full season, and they cut it off. They cut it short, but
because of COVID.
You know what? They played a lot of games back to back. A lot of those still injuries. There was still everything else, and every team played the same amount of games. So, I
agree.
Who ended up on top, call it what you want. I still think it's a win.
No, for sure. I agree. Because then, let's be honest. Okay, so if the Dodgers didn't win it, then it didn't really matter which team was going to win it because they're all going to get accused of the same thing.
I mean, traditionally,
what I mean?
Yes, it isn't what we all kind of expect with every, World Series. But
yeah,
the reality is that they went out there, they played X amount of games, and they still came out on top and managed to win another World Series. So, you know what? I count it. It's a notch on my belt.
I do too, for sure. I count it too. No, bro. I mean, it's a real championship. You can't fake that. If someone else would have won it, I'm sure that there'd be less haters. There'd be less people saying
there's always haters, I guess. It's like there's people just that it wasn't their team. Their team don't win because if it was the other way around, it's like yeah, we won.
It still counts. It counts all of a sudden because it wasn't the Dodgers.
Let the Astros win, and I guarantee you everyone would have been screaming. All the Texas fans would have been, "Oh, what are you talking about? We won." No, it is what it is. Sure, it was a shorter season, but the bottom line is, at the end of the season, my last pitch got thrown.
No,
who was on top? So
no, exactly.
We'll take the W.
We'll take the dub for what it is. So I'm glad we're on the same page about that. I actually agree with you. About it counting, it definitely counts, and the haters can hate and say whatever they want to say, but at the end of the day, no matter who won it, if someone was going to win it in 2020, someone was going to take it.
I mean, truthfully, if you want to talk about more controversy or anything else, I mean, talk about, the Astros cheating. You know what? Whether you believe or not, I think that's a bigger controversy than a shorter season.
I agree.
So
that's for all the sad.
We can do the same thing. We can throw right back at you. No,
100%. That's for all the sad, fucking shitty ass. If there's any left Houston fans out there, which I know there is, the fucking Astros.
Texas love their God. You know what? I'll say it right now. Fuck it. Fuck you, Altuve. Dude, I can't stand him.
I can't stand him. I don't think anybody likes that guy, bro. Dude, he's one of the most hated baseball players in the sport. And it sucks
because he's a good ball player.
He is a good ball player.
He's a good ball player, but every time I see him, he's a little bitch. He's cheating little motherfucker.
Okay, I agree with you. What I have to say about that dude is that he kind of earned that for himself, though. Demeanor, how you carry yourself, right?
Dude, that's another reason why I can't stand Machado.
And you're a fucking cheater.
Machado
I know, dude. And
Those
Machado,
two fuckers.
he's a shit talker. He actually ate a lot of his own words recently, and I'm glad he did too. Punk motherfucker. You know, Machado, I remember a fan posted this. He was at a Dodger game. I think the Padres were visiting the Dodgers they were playing. And I guess he said something about, oh, you signed the wrong deal or you went to the wrong team. The fan was telling him that. And he was like, no, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And the fans got expensive seats. This motherfucker's right by the batter's box on the away side, like baseline tickets, right? And he's talking to Machado. Machado looks back at him. He's like, I guarantee you, I promise you we're going to win a championship before you guys. Well, that didn't age too well, buddy. You know what? He gets a trombone too. Fucking Machado. Matter of fact, he gets the trombone and he also gets this.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Did he not? He played himself 100%, bro.
He's done that a lot. I mean, the bottom line is, hey.
Why would you make that kind of statement?
But I'm not going to lie. You know, he's got to be one of the best third basemen ever fucking played the game. Mm-hmm. His bat is phenomenal. You know, he just got the worst goddamn attitude possible.
No, he does. I agree.
You know, and God bless the Padres. I'm not a Padre fan by no means.
Nope. Not even a little bit.
But you know what? That team has come a long way. I mean, they're a contender now. I mean, if you look at the Padres now as a unit, you know, and is Machado leading the pack? I mean, with Tatis, fucking whatever the fuck his name is. I mean, he's another guy that's you know, he's evil behind the bat, you know, and you know, they're going to contend. They're going to be on top. They're going to be.
They're definitely good. They're going to be. Yeah, they're going to be a problem next year too. They're going to be a bit of an issue.
But you know what, though, truthfully, dude, his attitude's just wrong, and that's my big beef with going back to Altuve.
It goes back to what we were talking about. How you carry yourself, demeanor. It's a lot, right?
Absolutely. No, but truthfully, I mean, it goes back to the same thing as far as, you know, they just got the wrong attitude. You got a lot of players, and I think that's kind of one of the downsides to baseball. Yeah, it kind of lost that gentleman thing. You know, it is a business. I get it. You know, it's all about winner take all. You know, but you see the attitudes, and they're coming out here, and it's a shame because some of these guys are phenomenal players, phenomenal athletes, and they got a lot of talent. Just the wrong attitude.
I agree, and that can hurt them the most right there.
Absolutely.
You know, but this episode's obviously not about that, guys. We're not going to focus too much on that, but it's a nice little tidbit to kind of add to the baseball theme of the episode, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, before we get into the obvious 2024 championship Dodgers, what got you into baseball in the first place? Did you used to play the sport back in the day?
Yes.
Serge, or what's your history with the sport and why are you a fan?
Baseball's always been probably my love of all sports. I mean, I like football as like everybody else, but baseball just seems like it just was a better fit. I remember being a little rugrat. My dad would take us to the Dodger Stadium.
Nice.
And we used to pay, I think, $3.25.
Man.
For the nosebleeds back then, you know.
That's a thing of the past.
My dad, you know, we lived down the street from, you know, from Dodger Stadium. And
we were right there.
We were down the street. It was cool. We used to go out there and I'd be all excited about getting my little coolie coo or my little freaking Dodger peanuts and shit and a drink and just watching the Dodgers play. Way back with Lasorda, you're talking, you know,
man, you
Steve
were there
Garvey
for that.
on
That's
first,
awesome,
Ronce on third. You had Landrux and Baker and, you know, all the players, dude. It was a great time. It was a great time for baseball, and I really enjoyed it.
Got to see a lot of legends, man.
Yeah, I did. I definitely got to see a bunch of people come up, and
that's awesome.
You know, like Hershiser now. You know, he's commentating. I used to watch him pitch. I was there for what you call it, Valenzuela's first day out. You know,
nice.
So it was cool seeing a lot of these players. You know, he's well missed, and if this one was for him, you know, this pennant, great. He was definitely one of the greats and deserves to have his name recognized.
No, 100%. I agree, man. And Valenzuela, this win was for him, right? 100% was for him.
It sure looks that way. You know what? He was a phenomenal pitcher, dude. To see that boy pitch, you know, like for reals on the field, you know, with his little eyes going in the sky and.
Yeah,
it was a
him
trip.
Looking up for every pitch.
He had control of
Fernando
that ball.
Mania, man. I wasn't alive to see it. I wasn't around yet. I wasn't born yet.
I'm
But
probably a little older.
Nah, that's okay,
but
man.
You know what? It was great.
You're good.
It was really cool. You know, like I said, I Steve Garvey, Ronce, you know, a bunch of these other guys. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun watching these guys play from their little rookie years on up. So it was fun.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I don't know what you didn't say this already, right? But you said you played, right?
I played a little bit in high school, obviously all the way up from T-ball and, you know, all the way up and stuff. And
what position were you?
I did try pitching a little bit. Wasn't, it was fine, but I don't think I had the control, or I never gave it an opportunity to develop right. Excuse me. But my favorite position was infield. I played a little second, a little shortstop, even a little bit on first base, but it was all over the place.
Yeah. Wow. You know what? I was too. I played a little bit myself. I started off T-ball, and then after T-ball, obviously, coach's pitch, right? And then eventually, playing against other kids my size, my age. I obviously still played against kids my age, but coach's pitch was kind of like, I felt like it was fake. So was T-ball to me. Even though I know it's just teaching you the fundamentals, you got to start. Looking back on it, I was like, now I know why they teach you those things. Now I'm old enough to understand, like, putting the barrel on the ball and obviously being able to swing it and timing and all that. You have to do that in increments. I feel like if someone just picks up a bat, not that you can't pick it up and learn it as an adult, but I feel like if you grow with the sport, you end up being a better player in the long run, in my opinion.
Well, absolutely, especially when you do it from a young age. And that goes for any sport. I mean, look at Tiger Woods' kid, not to go off subject, but, look at his, he grew up around golf and now he's phenomenal. So when you do that for someone in baseball, it's the same thing. They learn the fundamentals, the rules, and just they are at home out in that field, wherever the ball goes, where the ball goes next, stuff like that. They know the rules and the ins and outs. And it makes, I think, for a better player, period.
No, absolutely. I agree. Well, like I was saying, and you're co-signing, it develops the fundamentals better. You know what I mean? You just develop better and you actually know the sport. And by the time you're able to understand it, you already kind of have the muscle memory, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Once you have that foundation, I think, especially when you go into, kind of that organized ball and you start playing college, you start playing your higher end, levels, you're really just more effective.
I agree. Cause look, having that foundation, like you just, just put it. I did decent in high school, did a little better. I didn't really play college ball. I didn't go to college. So I didn't play like, for the community college. Like I probably should have, that would have helped a lot more, honestly. But I have a fun fact, little story. When I used to live in Texas, I actually went out for these open tryouts they had for AAA ball club out there that were affiliated with the Rangers. They actually there's a AAA club out there. Yeah, they're called the Round Rock Express. For those that don't know, they're a AAA affiliate to the Texas Rangers. At least at the time they were. I don't know if they still are now. They might not be anymore. I have to double check that. But at the time, they were an affiliate, right? Mm-hmm. And they had open tryouts. And bro, I made it as a catcher. Through all the way down to the last round, bro. I didn't make the team, unfortunately. But I was this close, man, to playing professional ball. Even if it's at a AAA level, that's pretty fucking good for some guy that just played a little bit of high school ball and never did rookie ball, never did college ball. That's pretty good to get it that far in the tryouts. That's just a walk-on tryout,
That's
bro.
fucking amazing, actually. You
know?
know?
So I lost it to the guy that had more experience than me. Cheers to him.
My hat off to
it was a good experience.
Anyone who wants to try catcher. That's a rough position. I don't think they get enough credit. Mm-hmm. My knees couldn't handle it.
It's a lot.
Fucking being down and being able to hop up and throw someone out at second. And
I love that shit.
And you really do have, as catcher, it's your team. Outside of the pitcher, you really have command of the entire team. And
that's why a lot of them, especially their vocal, they're captains. Usually.
And as they should be,
because they see the whole diamond. You see the whole infield's defense. You see the outfield's defense.
So not only do you have to know the game, you also have to know your opponent.
Yep.
Because every single batter, hey, you know what?
Pitches.
This guy loves inside, mm-hmm. So we're going to pitch him outside. He can't hit a curve. He doesn't like fastballs.
You do your homework. A lot of homework comes with that position.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my hat off to them. A catcher is, a vital part of the team, and I think a good catcher is just far in between. So my hat off to you, man. If that's the case, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, I appreciate that. I made it pretty decently far, but like I said, the guy that, and I don't say this with malice, good for him. Congratulations to you if you actually are still on the team or made it or not. I didn't really catch his name, but.
Yeah, we're probably watching his ass playing out there amongst the greats.
He probably is now amongst the greats, man. Who knows? Probably is. But, kudos to him. He did have more experience than me. I think he did play rookie ball. I spoke to him after. He was actually pretty impressed with my performance. So was the coaches of that team. And I thought it was pretty cool to even be considered. And he's like, man, you made it further than a lot of walk-ons would ever usually go. Because they don't really take walk-ons too seriously unless you actually have a skill set. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, but the fact that you can do that is cool that they even allow that opportunity to be a thing. You know what I mean? Normally you would imagine they would expect you to have, it would be a requirement, right? To have college ball under your belt, rookie ball, something like that, you know? But I think rookie ball is actually after you get signed. But anyway, to even have that under you have to at least have some college experience, I would imagine. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
They would probably require that. But the fact that they allow tryouts like that, that's pretty dope, man. It sounds like some shit out of a movie. Here comes this old security officer, old security officer, fucking becomes a ball player. Well, at the time, I wasn't security, though. I think at the time I was working this is back in 2013. I think I was working at a Nautica clothing store, bro, at the time, man. Yeah, man. Back in the day. That's crazy.
Well, you know what? It's funny. I had a really close friend, and he played some college ball.
Okay.
So one day on the weekend, he's like, "Hey, what are you doing tomorrow?" You know, and I'm like, "Nothing." You know, so not a damn thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go play some baseball with a couple friends." You know, and I'm like,
Yeah.
You know, he goes, "We kind of need a couple people. You want to come?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." And all these guys played college. You know, so
Man.
It was.
How was it out there with them? That must have been.
It was a humbling experience, man.
I'm sure it was.
I even got on first for a little bit, you know, because they obviously went to their, you know, favorite positions or what they played. And
Yeah.
dude, that guy on third base would send a bullet, dude. I had never caught against someone like that. There was like no drop to the goddamn thing. This guy's arm was a fucking cannon.
He gave you a liner.
Dude, that ball would whiz, dude. And I was like, I was even palm catching it because I was scared of catching in the face. It was no joke, dude. This guy was amazing. His arm was like, and he'd send up just a line.
It's crazy to say that because you only know that if you play the sport. You only understand. You can hear the laces travel through the air.
It was amazing, dude. It was cool to play with these guys. I learned a lot. I had a great time. You know, and to see the organized, you know, to see the talent and the you know, their ability to just play the sport. And mind you, we're out there in sweats and, you know, cleats and a t-shirt, just having a good time. We were playing. It wasn't like for a win.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure it wasn't their 100%. And it was still impressive and just, you know, awesome. Just to watch. I was like, okay.
Just to be there and be a part of it. Yeah. You don't suck, man. It's all good. You were amongst those that had a little bit more behind under their belt. You know what I mean?
Would you like another beer?
Yes, please. Actually, that's perfect timing because
you look like you should.
Yeah. Okay, I need another one, right? We're about to move into the we're about to transition now over to thank you, sir. Over to the that part of the episode everybody's been waiting for. Obviously, we're gonna discuss the 2024 championship for the Dodgers. You know what I'm saying? Like we're happy, we're fucking excited fans. It's amazing. It's only been 4 fucking years since the last one. Since '88, if you don't count the last one. You know what I'm saying? We count the last one though.
I count that motherfucker.
We don't give a fuck. Yeah, that's right, audience. We all agree with you. Me and Serg definitely agree with you. The Dodgers, awesome for you guys. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? You won in 2024. I'm actually wearing the champ. I'm wearing a shirt. This shirt that I'm wearing, I don't know if a camera could catch it. I'm actually wearing the walk-off Grand Slam Freddie Freeman. It's actually a pretty dope shirt. I saw it online. They put the image.
Pretty dope moment.
Yeah, they put the image of him walking off base after he hit that Grand Slam in Game 1 of the World Series against the Yankees.
He stood there like a boss.
I had to. I saw that. I was like, that's a must buy. That's a fucking dope shirt. I'm obviously wearing the fucking parade hat for those that know. So Dodgers baseball, man. 2024. Let's talk about the season first, and then we'll get into the World Series. Because obviously, winning the 2024 championship isn't just about the playoffs. Obviously, the playoffs is the most important part of the season, but getting there was a process, right? Remember it started with the offseason, the signing of Shohei Ohtani, right?
Which that's got a lot of mixed
signing, trading for Glasnow and then giving him a fucking extended deal, right?
They
traded for him and then they extended him, right?
Yes.
There's too much to talk about. We'll probably just glaze over those real quick and then get into the season itself.
I mean, Ohtani's probably the biggest
off-season move.
Yeah.
Besides signing Yamamoto, obviously, and
I think he kind of came hand in hand. I mean, that's $1 billion right there.
Of course. And they signed Yamamoto too, right? And then they got Tyler Glasnow. And then all the pieces they got, Teoscar Hernandez, who ended up paying off as well.
We had a lot of injuries.
A lot of fucking injuries and starting pitching. We're going to get into that right now during the season. But yeah, man, I mean, those pieces, how do you think that they worked? Obviously, we saw how they worked out, right? I mean, we made the right moves. I wouldn't necessarily say the Dodgers bought their championship, but they definitely bought the pieces to help the championship make it a reality, I guess, right?
You know what? I mean, in all truthfulness, we did spend a lot of money, and you know, I'm not going to deny that. And, you know, you can say what you want on that, and your opinion obviously is whether you're for them. I mean, if you're a Dodger fan, you're like, who cares, right? But I get it because I used to hate when the Yankees did this.
Yeah.
We were talking about that earlier, right? Those guys had a Hall of Famer in every goddamn position.
They did.
And now the Dodgers have become the Yankees.
Basically. Yeah.
But truthfully, I mean, one of the biggest things, and I think the success of the Dodgers that was able to do what they did was, the bullpen pulled through.
Yes,
the pitchers, they really supported.
That's the story of the season.
Our starting pitchers, and you know what? Even when they fell through or just fell a little short, didn't get that 6th inning or even that 7th inning, the bullpen stepped up and did their job. And that was actually very impressive. I think more so than the actual starting pitching.
I agree. No, for sure, and that's what I wanted to talk about. And we saw what they did in the playoffs was A1 too. So during the season, for those that don't know, those are not Dodger fans. I mean, if you're not a Dodger fan, you shouldn't be watching this episode, but. For the Dodger fans that are watching and listening.
You suck.
You mean the ones that aren't? Or the ones that...
No, the ones that hate us.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You guys
it's
suck.
okay, though.
For those that... for the ones that hate us...
we're coming back.
Yeah, I also predict a repeat in 2025.
I think we're going to be on top for a little bit.
I think so. I think this is a win now team, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do, right? Because I heard someone from another podcast
not going away
say
no time soon.
No, the Dodgers are here to stay. So all you Yankee haters, all you Yankee fans, and all those other fucking fans out there that are hating, like the Padre fans, God, I feel bad for you if you're a Padre fan. I mean, you got a good squad, but you guys are not gonna. Nah, we're gonna have more championships than them. I can actually proudly say that.
And truthfully, hey, you know what? Okay, yes, you sons of bitches did shut us down.
You did.
Okay, and you know what?
Last year,
kudos.
Not this year though.
Well, no, exactly. Kudos, but they were like. Talking smack like it was going to happen again.
Of course.
And it was a good
series. It almost did happen.
It was not a 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes,
it was not. It almost was. It almost did a repeat. Almost. Thank God the Dodgers woke up when it counted.
But the Dodgers did wake up and
it counted,
they did handle it and took care of business and we're here and you're not. So fuck off.
So for all you Padre fans out there, that's what happened to you guys right there. Yep.
Yeah, there was some...
all that shit talk, all that sadness that went on with you guys do on crickets. The Dodgers made a beautiful comeback in the NLDS to win the whole thing.
They really, it was like almost meant to be.
It was. I agree. That's basically what it was. That was the case. So I don't know, man. I look at it this way. They had a good season, a very troubled one. At first it was great. The offseason, they signed all those players. They decided to build a team that we felt was fortified, and they were for a good while. Then the injuries started happening, the injury bug, and it happened to the worst group of players it could have happened to. Your fucking starting pitching. My gosh, everybody, when that started happening, bro, all the sportscasters, all the analysts, whatever you want to call them. Ooh, nice catch, myself. All the analysts, all that shit, all those fuckers, all counted us out. All thought the Dodgers weren't going to do shit this year. No. All said, well, they fucked, and they're fucked now. Because in most cases, you won't win without good pitching. Let's be honest.
And they were technically, like you said, by the book, and the way it is, that's probably a good way to consider it. But that's my whole reason for saying, hey, you know what? I take a step back, and I give a lot of props to that bullpen. You know what? Our bullpen really showed up and did their,
not just during the season, but also when it counted.
They really did. I mean, it was an amazing season. We had a lot of great freaking, a lot of great games, and a lot of people did their job. Our bats didn't turn off like they have in previous seasons.
Facts.
Where I think makes a big fucking difference. We were able to score. We weren't leaving as many people on base, which is something that the Dodgers have been cursed with forever.
Yep. And thank God the patience didn't go away. We were very patient. They forced pitchers to go in the zone.
I'm a
they
Dodger
wouldn't chase
fan,
garbage. They wouldn't chase garbage.
Whether they blow it or lose it, they don't win. Okay, fine. But you know what? Next season comes around, and I'm still a Dodger fan, and
Facts.
I'll continue to be a Dodger fan. So
same here. Amen to that, brother.
I'm a Dodger fan that wins. I'm a Dodger fan when they lose. So
facts. Same here. It don't change, and that's why me and Serg are real Dodger fans. He's been a Dodger fan longer than me. Shit, when I was a Dodger fan, man, because you kind of went over it real quick briefly before we continue with the season discussion. When I started watching the Dodgers was 2008. Really actually being a Dodger fan, like a truthful, conscious one, not just like, I'm a Dodger fan because my dad is. My dad was a Dodger fan, obviously, too. He showed me the game. He took me to my first Dodger game, obviously, my pops. All that stuff. But when did I start taking them seriously? 2008. And that's the year, that's the year that, Russell Martin was playing still, and Matt Kemp and Andre Ethier and James Loney, and they had just signed fucking Manny Ramirez to that big deal. You remember that shit?
God, that was another heartbreak, dude. That was a lot of talent gone bad.
Bro, we had a squad that year, man. God, and my favorite, just for those that don't know, my favorite ball player, he's retired now. It's Russell Martin. Their catcher. I love that guy, dude.
Oh, he came back.
He
more
played.
than
He
once.
played my position. He did come back. He actually retired.
He came back. Yeah.
He retired a Dodger, so I'm actually happy with that.
As long as you didn't say Mike Piazza, dude.
But
Please don't say Mike Piazza.
No. My favorite player is Russell Martin, man. And the thing about Martin is that he left originally because the team, unfortunately, didn't feel like they gave him his value. You know, he had a labrum tear. He got injured right before he became a free agent. Really shitty timing, right?
Yeah, no.
So they offered us shitty timing to get hurt, but he tried to fight for it. They offered him a deal because obviously they know his talent. They had him. They had Martin for the first 6-7 years of his career. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then I remember he denied it because he felt like, no, that's not my worth. You guys know my worth, but like, we're going to give you something. We want to see if you bounce back from this injury. Well, he obviously didn't take the deal. Unfortunately, he went somewhere else. Ended up to go play for the Pirates and then the Yankees. No, actually, he went to the Yankees first.
Yes, I believe he did.
Yeah, he went to the Yankees. He was a Yankee for 3 years, and then he was a Pirate for 2, and then I think he went to his home. He's from Canada. He's half Canada, half black, I believe. His dad's Canadian, I think. Anyway, he went to go play for Toronto. And then he came back to the Dodgers. Yeah, man. So he was a Yankee for 3.
I remember that.
I
remember when he came back.
Yeah, I remember then he came back. He was a Yankee for 3. He was a Pirate for 2. A Blue Jay for 4, I think, or 5. I don't remember exactly, but I do know that he did come back. He got traded back from Toronto to the Dodgers in 2019 for 1 year. Yeah, dude. So he did get traded back from the Blue Jays to the Dodgers in 2019, 1 year before they won a championship. I wanted that man I wanted him to retire with a ring, bro, just because he's my favorite player. Like I would have loved to see him win it, bro. Like same thing with Ethier. He had the year that we got cheated. Andre Ethier, that was his last year as a Dodger. He retired. 2017 was Andre Ethier's last year as a Dodger, and he retired after that season, guys. The season we got fucking cheated.
And he
played
player,
in the
man.
World Series. He was right? He played in the World Series as a Dodger, and he was a great player. I actually have a signed ball from Andre Ethier. He would probably be my second favorite Dodger of all time. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That's tough to say. Actually, I won't say of all time, but in my era that I got to watch and view with my own eyes, and now, I know there's greater Dodgers, obviously, don't get me wrong. Kirk Gibson being one of them, but I'm saying actively that I got to watch in my lifetime, my second favorite Dodger.
That's a damn good question right now. Just
right? The
one thing that's hitting me right now, as soon as you started that little, segment there, I was like, who the hell is my favorite goddamn Dodger of all time? That's a damn good question, dude.
Give that a good thought. If you don't have the answer right now,
I don't.
Give us some
I really
thought.
don't.
All right,
there are a lot of good damn players, man, that, go all the way. I mean, one of the most recent, I don't know if it's an old man thing, but I give a lot of props to, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little heartbroken that he left, was Justin. Justin Turner was I mean, that little redhead son.
He was a staple, man.
He really was. And you know what? I love watching him play. I think he was a good leader, and being the fact that he was older.
I wish he would have stayed in the Dodger too.
Yeah,
I agree.
Well, here's a little nitpick. Now, trust me, I don't know, and I'm being honest. I really don't know, but
what you heard then? This is
it wasn't even a hear. I was watching an interview with I think it was like a day or two after the parade.
Okay.
The Dodgers had like a little workout at the stadium.
Okay.
Nothing serious. I think they're all in sweats and t-shirts.
Okay.
But one of the individuals that showed up to work out with him was Justin Turner. I'm not saying he's coming back. He might have just been, hey, what's up, bro? Y'all motherfuckers won. Congrats. I'm sure he's welcome there whenever he wants.
That'd be awesome to give him a deal, though.
Fuck, dude. I mean, dude, it'd be good to see him come back. I mean,
he's a beloved Dodger.
He deserves it. I mean, it's like almost give him a ring. Because
look, Kike came back.
Well, you know what? Hey, Kike has always been. I've always thought I love some of these younger players. Kike is one of them. I've always felt that, which apparently we might lose in this new season, is going to be Lux. I love Lux.
Yeah.
I think his fundamentals and his ability, he's not 100% yet.
No.
But I think he's got the potential to become a Hall of Famer.
He does. He's not quite there yet.
If he continues to hone them skills and work on his fundamentals, I think the boy has the ability to be a Hall of Famer. Now, Hernandez is another one. I like Hernandez. The guy's had a lot of clutch hits.
Teoscar?
But Kike.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, dude. What the fuck?
He had a bad season.
No.
I heard that it was a vision issue.
What's with that Kike celebration thing, dude?
Oh, I don't know. There's some sus shit there, bro.
What was that, dude? I mean, everybody goes up. They, even a little slap on the ass. A slap on the ass is baseball. We don't grab. Just a little bow.
He does some sus shit.
That was a good hit.
He does some sus shit in that.
But that motherfucker hit a home run, and he comes running in, and it was tip to tip.
Okay, that was a little.
What was that?
That was hella sus.
What was that? It was Taylor standing. Even Taylor was confused, boy. That motherfucker was like, "Hey, dude, you just touched my dick." I mean, it was like, what the fuck was that, dude? I was like the.
He does a lot of sus shit in that dugout. There's actually, I'm going to show you guys there's a reel that I have. I'm going to put it up on the screen now of some really sus shit. And we'll go over it in a second.
And to bring on John Brebbia, and Mookie Betts greets him with a 3-run home run.
Do you enjoy it? You better believe it. Cool the man off.
Anyone that thought that was a celebration, you really need to check yourself. He slid and he got a bunch of dirt into his mitt. He was trying to get the dirt out of his mitt. Saw it go viral, and I started shaking my head, and I just saw all these idiots making all these comments on it. He slid, and when he slides, he puts his hand down, which is why he wears those big Mickey Mouse gloves. He's trying to protect his hands. A bunch of dirt crawls up in there. It happens all the time. I wear a sliding mitt, and every time I slide, dirt goes all up into the sliding mitt, and so you take it off and you shake it. Now, granted, he probably should have done it a little bit better than the way he did it, but it looked pretty bad, but it's about as innocent as you can be.
So, Serge, now that we're back, what? Okay, we're gonna go over these right now. I just showed them a couple on the screen right now. For those that are watching us, okay.
Okay, I mean,
if you're listening to us, you might want to click into YouTube or to Rumble to see what we just put on the screen. What do you think about that, sir? I just showed them the first one, which was a dugout celebration. They're cranking something, and then water explosion in Mookie's face.
I just don't know.
What is that, dude? What the fuck is that?
Okay.
And he's celebrating like he's taking it like, oh yeah, give me all the water to the face. What is going on, bro?
This is one of my points, bro. I will, again, I made a point to tell you, I will continue to be an LA fan. That's not the point.
I love these guys, but that was hella sus.
I have a fucking couple questions. And that be one of them.
That is definitely one of them. What the fuck is that?
I don't get it, dude. There might have been some hands thrown in the goddamn fucking dugout.
100%.
That shit would have happened to me,
but the
dude.
fact that Mookie knew the celebration, he was ready for it. He got back out after hitting the home run, and then bow right to his face, and bro's loving it. He's in heaven. Like, what just happened?
I don't have an answer for you. I don't get it. And this is my point.
Because no one knows what happened, bro.
This is my point. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Especially that first fucking time that they went tip to tip. The time that Ohtani does a fucking stroke and
I showed him that one too. Okay, so the next celebration, Ohtani gets to second base. Is he jerking off on the base pad?
Fucking looked at, dude. No, but it isn't just a jerk off. It ain't like, fuck you. He does this and he fucking throws it. He like, Ray, that's for you.
He gave it to the crowd.
I got a 700 million jizz shot. All for you.
Yes.
What was that?
Fuck. What? I don't know what that was. Bro.
We gotta pull back here, people. We need to reevaluate. And
how's no one else?
Celebration thing needs to come on, guys. We gotta slow this shit down. We can't.
I agree. So the compilation that you can see online, some people are saying the Dodgers are extra. What do they call that shit? Zesty. I would not use that word.
Gay is the motherfucking word I'd be using, dude. Fucking gay. But these motherfuckers are married,
either
so
gay
we can't
or,
use that, dude.
Yeah, or suspect or sus. I would say
no,
definitely sus.
These sons of bitches are running out of a closet like that. This isn't.
Shit.
And hey, no offense to anybody. I apologize. I'm sure I offended somebody. I'm fucking sorry, but we don't do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
we don't.
I've been playing the sport for a long fucking time.
Yeah, dude.
And
I never celebrated that way.
Even when you slap someone on the ass, there's a limit.
Yeah,
there's
I
a
agree.
time limit. If you slap someone on the ass and it's taking 3 or 4 seconds, there's a problem. It should be a ba-ba. It should be like it should be like testing a tortilla on the grill.
That boy said,
that's it. That's too hot.
It's too hot. Let me just stop. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, no, if you're sitting there going like, no, that's a problem. That's a fucking problem.
I agree with you, brother. Yeah, man. So those celebrations I just showed you guys, that was just the two that stuck out the most to me that were really sus.
And you know what? And I'm a huge fan. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was just about to buy a jersey.
Yeah.
And the fact that, I happen to be Hernandez. Here's another question.
Sure.
I've been Hernandez my whole life.
Yeah.
Right? Since I was born, my dad gave me my name. Who the fuck hyphenates a goddamn Hernandez, dude?
Yeah, I thought that was strange. You saw it, right?
Who the fuck hyphenates
Where'd that come from? I don't know.
Where did that come from? Am I been doing this shit wrong
You're
my whole
Hernandez,
life?
bro. You tell
Have
me.
I been fucking this up my whole life? Is that a Spanish thing?
You tell us, bro.
Where did the hyphen on it's over the D, right?
Yeah. I believe it's over the D.
Where did that come from?
I think it's over the D or it might be over the E. Actually,
you know what?
I'm not sure.
It's like, God bless, my mom passed, so I can't ask her,
You
but
can't
I
ask
got to
her.
ask somebody.
But hey,
where's
Mama,
that coming from? So,
all right, for those of you that are watching in the comments, if you could write that down for us, to let us know.
Is it supposed to be hyphenated and I've been fucking up? Or is it just a new thing that I want to be cool? Hernandez. You know, what the fuck? Dude? It's like, it's been Hernandez all my life. You know, all of a sudden it's Hernandez. You know, I don't know where that came from.
They decided to be cool, I guess, and make some extra grammar adaptations to the word, I guess. I don't know.
It's like all of a sudden they come in Spanish like, aquí vamos a hablar con el Hernandez. What the fuck is...
I don't know,
Is it
man.
cooler for TV or something?
I
mean,
guess
is that
so.
what it is?
I mean, I imagine. That's probably what it is, bro. I don't know. But anyway, yeah.
I feel stupid. Sorry.
No, you're not stupid, bro. Maybe we're the ones that are off and wrong. Maybe we're the ones that are out of... We're not...
Maybe it's like
we're
no hyphen
uninclined.
for the peasants. Maybe the peasants don't get the hyphen.
we don't make the kind of money they fucking make. That's probably why.
So it's probably based like, oh, you're
It's
rich.
like you have to be, if you're rich and you can afford the hyphen, you get the
Oh, it's
hyphen.
no hyphen. Mm-hmm.
You got it. You're in a certain bracket, brother.
Get back in your Nissan.
He's thinking of you. Oh shit!
What the fuck? You're not cool enough to, you know.
This is brutal. Nah, man, fuck all that. Anyway, fuck all that. We're cool enough, all right?
If I was young and I was going to clubs, I'd be telling chicks my last name has a hyphen in it.
Just like that, bro, and just wink at them. Just done. Panties wet, soaking.
It's like, oh, take me out.
For those that don't know, Serg is also single. He's a single man. He's
I'm
not
an
looking.
old man,
He's single,
dude.
not looking,
I'm
but
fucking old.
you know what? He's not selling himself well right now, so I'll do it for him. He's ready. He's ready to, you know what I'm saying? So if you want to get the punch delivered to you, it's our man right here. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. Nah, man. But anyway, back to the topic, guys. All right, so Dodgers baseball. So the year, man, the season was a good season. It was a rocky one when the injury started to happen. But when I saw that our numbers weren't dwindling too much, I knew that we were still in the race.
Well,
I knew they still had a chance.
We kind of fell out a little bit in the beginning, okay,
Yeah.
because obviously we didn't take that first place. We had, we had a couple other teams that were kind of the Yankees. Them motherfuckers were.
When
were in
I
it.
was paying a close eye, and actually I made this
Phillies.
prediction. I don't want to take full credit, but I said this.
Well, I always said
would
that
prefer
it was
a Dodger
it would
Yankee
be
World Series.
Well, I think
And
that
I
you know
wanted
what,
that.
any goddamn World Series with these guys in it would have been amazing. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody who's a baseball fan,
I just didn't want to see.
guys.
Yeah, I just didn't want to see the Houston. Ugh.
Ugh. No,
No.
but you know what? I mean, the
But it'd be
Phillies were
cool.
in it. There was a lot of teams.
No,
that were,
definitely. That was my second. That was my second. Was my second
But,
guess would
but
be
we,
the Phillies.
we held on. We never really fell back. We stayed above 500 the whole goddamn season.
I was actually more worried about facing them than the Mets. I'm actually kind of relieved we got the Mets.
I was not too. The Mets are an amazing team, but I was not like frightened of them.
No,
No, I think honestly, and
I
don't
wasn't
know if
either.
it-
I was actually kind of relieved that they beat the Phillies. I feel like the Phillies would have been more of a challenge.
I think so.
Don't
I think
you?
so. I mean, I
That'd
think I
have
was
been more of a
little.
tough
I think I
challenge.
was a little more nail biting and a little more concerned about the goddamn Padres. Not because I think they're a better team, but
They give us a lot of- they give us a lot of
but
trouble.
I don't
They give the
wanna hear
Dodgers trouble.
Shit talking comes from all you
That too.
fucking Padre fans. Fuck you.
Well, you guys
So
can all
that
suck it
really-
easy this
yeah.
year. You guys can suck a fat one easy.
You're gonna lose again next year.
Yep, I agree.
So in all truthfulness, I was a little more like, when it finally came to end. But
Of course.
yeah, I think I honestly believe. I think definitely I was a little more worried, about the some of these teams like the Phillies and
So was
more
I.
so. Yeah, all
I
about
agree.
me.
No, I agree. Again, for the Dodgers, shout out to the Dodgers bullpen. I'm sorry, I want to reiterate that just because I feel like you guys, as a Dodger fan, myself talking here, you guys definitely showed out, man, a lot this year, and you guys did it when it counted the most. I'll go into more depth how I was impressed by you guys in the postseason in a second. But one thing I want to go back to real quick before we continue on with the season of 2024. Back when I was watching, it was 08, 09, and so on and so forth going into the future as a Dodger fan. They impressed me a lot in that era, but what pissed me off is that they would always lose, and they wouldn't go to the World Series. I didn't see the Dodgers play in a World Series till 2017 because every time they would blow it, then we had a drought for a while. Remember that? So we would make it to the NLCS in 08 and in 09. Didn't do shit in 2010. Completely fucking sucked ass in that year. I remember that. We had a squad. We had Manny Ramirez, who, by the way, was ass in the outfield.
Well, the funny thing is we dominated.
Garbage.
We would dominate
Yes,
the rest of the fucking season.
and then the Phillies had our number. We lost to the Phillies.
But you know what?
2 years in a row in the NLCS, the exact same way.
Well, explain to me
4-1. 4-1 both years in a row, 08 and 09.
But how do we sweep the fucking Padres in the fucking season and then they come back and take us out fucking round one in the fucking finals?
That made me sick. You're talking about 20 yeah.
Explain that to me.
I will in a second. I'm going to get to that right now. So the last thing I'm going to say is it was cool to see Ethier be able to at least play in a World Series in 17. And then we had Kemp back. Do you remember that Matt Kemp came back in 2018?
I'm not a Kemp fan. That
Really?
is another bad attitude, I think.
Maybe.
Ultimately,
but it was cool that he at least got to play. He got to play in a World Series.
Again,
and then
good ball player, though.
Good ball player, exactly. So it was kind of cool to see Ethier play in 17. Unfortunately, he got cheated out of his ring. It would have been nice to have one to retire with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He deserved it. He definitely did. He was a hardworking, only a Dodger his whole career. And then Kemp, who wasn't only a Dodger his whole career, came back in 2018 just to lose to the Red Sox when Mookie was still a Red Sox. You know that, right? And then we got Mookie, and then here comes 2019, we lost to the Nationals, who ended up going on to win the World Series that year. They won the World Series that year, and then 2020, thank God, we came back, we won. 2021, I believe the Braves took it, and Freeman was a Brave back then. Freeman was a Brave in 2021. They won a World Series. Who the fuck took it in 2022 and 2023? I forgot. 2022 was a team that hadn't won it in a while.
Wasn't it the Astros?
It might have been. You're fucking right. I think it was a fucking bitch ass team.
Bitch.
And in 2023, who won it last year? I forgot. I know that the Astros took it in 22, I think. But 23, who won? I forgot. I can't remember.
It wasn't the Astros.
It was the fucking Rangers. They beat the D-backs. It was a weird World Series. No one really talked about that World Series. Sorry, to shade on you guys. But
you know, and I'm not a hater, man. I'm not a hater.
No, I'm not. Good for them. And Seager was a fucking Ranger, and he won as Seager won a World Series in the Ranger uniform in 2023.
That's another player I'm sad to see go.
Yeah, he was a good guy. He was a good player. He was a good guy too. I think he won World Series MVP in 2020.
But they say he's got the glass hip or whatever. That guy's like, you know.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers saw that one
he's
coming.
Got so many injuries, like. Let's get rid of him while he's still worthy.
And that's what they did.
Money of him, yeah.
Like, hey, we got the 2020 series out of you. Thank you, buddy.
Because if he gets hurt again, he's probably not recovering.
He's done. Yeah. I mean, look, they didn't do shit this year. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to shit on Rangers fans and Rangers out there, but yeah, they beat the D-backs. The Diamondbacks shocked the world when they beat the Phillies last year. They beat the Phillies in the NLCS. I don't know if you know this. And they went on to the World Series. And that was the first time Diamondbacks had been there since God knows when. I don't know when the fuck Arizona went to the World Series besides last year. That was a World Series no one really watched or talked about.
Well, you know what, honestly,
I hate to say it like that.
I got to admit that the East Coast is probably definitely bigger contender.
No, for sure.
Anytime we get those teams, beat and get around them, that's that much more impressive.
It's always, it is. You're right. So, kudos to those teams. And then obviously 2024, the Dodgers took it, thank God. And they earned it. No one can tell the Dodgers shit. And I'm going to get to that now. So, transitioning over, do you have anything else you want to say about the season? Besides what we covered already? I mean, 2024 was pretty straightforward, right? The injuries, obviously, and then the players that stepped up. The bullpen.
No,
obviously.
you know what? I think that was one of the things. Another thing that I noticed as far as the season goes that I think made a huge factor. And I used to always give the Dodgers a gripe because every time someone came up to bat, it always seemed like they wanted to be the hero and hit it over the fence. Like, we were leaving people on base. The bats were cooling off, and everyone wanted to hit
and
that
they weren't
home
patient
run.
enough. Yeah,
and it just simply weren't. But the offense was not matching the defense. Even if we can keep them down to a couple of runs, you need the bats to stay hot to put points up, or they don't make a difference. One run will finish us off.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is everybody's swinging for the fence, and it's like, dude, just get the ball in play, dude, and keep the bases moving.
Yep.
And I feel that we were able to accomplish that a lot better this time, around.
I agree.
Everybody's
on the same page. It was more of a team effort. Everybody understood. It was less for self.
Get a
more
hit,
so for
get
team.
on base, and
I'm gonna talk about Freeman in a second. This fool impressed everybody in the World Series because he didn't do shit the whole postseason. Let's be fair. But then again, to be fair, he was getting hurt. He got hurt a lot. It was recovering.
But he had a good overall season. I mean, the dude is still a fabulous fucking player.
No, I'm not a shit. Come on, I wouldn't have bought the shirt if I didn't like Freeman. You know what I mean? I fuck with him. You know what I mean? But I said he disappointed me a little bit in the first two rounds. But to be fair, if you're injured, like he did, he rolled his ankle, fucked up running the first base. he made up for it. He most definitely made up for it in the World Series. We'll get to that in a second. We'll go over the games in a second.
But with that said, why the fuck did he go for third? A couple games later. What the fuck was he thinking?
I don't know, man. He was probably riding the fucking train of this. Riding the train of this right here. My boy was flying high. He's in history forever now as a Dodger.
He had he had a big time hitch in his giddy up, dude, trying to round in.
You got to give it to him, man. When you have a great moment like this, like that's why I bought the shirt, bro. I saw that it was a shirt, and I was like, brilliant fucking idea.
Well, that's every fucking kid's dream. Every fucking kid that's ever played this sport, whether it was just in school,
and I'm sure that's stuff that he envisioned when he was younger with his dad teaching him.
That is what that's the thing. That infamous bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, fucking you're at bat.
Bases loaded. Your fucking hit counts the most. But you have a chance to walk it off for your team and for your city. Bro, that shit lives on forever, bro. Right? Look at this.
Dude, a walk-off grand
slam. They immortalized it in a t-shirt for a reason.
And it should be. That picture right there.
It's epic as fuck.
Man, he's standing like a goddamn pimp, dude.
He walked up with his bat in the air like, that's right. I know where that's going. Into the fucking seats in right field. He knew it, man. It was one of those beautiful. I bet you once he connected with that swing, man.
Oh, you know.
He knew it was gone.
You know it's gone. You know when it hits perfect, and you know when the ball.
If you play baseball like we did, you know. You know. As soon as he made that contact,
and everything just worked. It's even in the sound of the connection.
That's why he didn't run. You don't run. If you make contact like that, as solid as he did, and he saw the travel where the ball was going, he already knew. And he knew that you can run all you want, outfielder. You're not catching that one.
You're in the wall.
Brother, you're running right into the wall, brother. You might as well stand and watch. Like, I'm sure look, man, and it's supposed to be frowned upon when they see an outfielder stop running and just watch the travel of the ball. I don't think so, because my argument to that is if you have good depth perception and you can see that the ball is well the fuck over your head and it's not going to be anywhere within your reach, even if you climb the wall. If you know it's not, you can see, and you can see the trajectory of the ball. I'd stop running too. I would take it down to a jog to a final stop. Like, well, that shit's gone. I'm not going to fucking catch that.
If it's middle to top, fucking
right, and it's over your head and it's sailing, you're not going to get that.
But with that said, though, like, in going back to people we dislike, one of the things I can't stand about Machado is the way he stops.
Yeah, he does.
Like,
he's a short to first base.
He doesn't hustle at first base. He does not hustle at first.
Notorious for that.
He sits there, it's like, nah.
Notorious for
and he hits the brakes. How much money are you making, dude?
Yeah, no, it's kind of garbage. To make all that money, you better run as if you are safe, right? Even if you're gonna get thrown out, at least make it look like you showed some effort, bro.
Dude, like, fuck, try, bitch. What if the guy stumbles the ball or? Look at that fifth game when Mookie hits that little fucking grounded to first base, and what did he do? He fucked it up because he wanted to throw it to the pitcher.
Yeah,
he wanted to throw it at Cole, and then Cole was like, wait a minute, you should have just ran that one out.
Yep.
And Mookie gets on first. It's like that shit happens.
Yeah.
But if he would have fucking given up on the thing, they would have got him out.
Yeah.
So
if he wouldn't have given up, exactly. See, and there's moments like that as a ball player, you have to be able to read that infield, be able to read that play, to know, at least have an idea of the trajectory, right? Because sure you agree. Like, as a ball player, as someone that played the sport, you have to have those kind of judgment calls. You have to kind of understand. Like, excuse me, I understand in some cases you cannot judge the path of the ball. I understand that. But you have to have enough discernment to know that, okay, it might take a bad hop, right? But can I recover from it? You got to ask yourself that question. Or in their case, like, okay, do I know that I can do this or that? I see this happening, right? Or you can literally see a play, usually play out, where it's going to end up. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So you should know as a player, okay, I have an attempt at this. I actually have a chance to get this motherfucker out. Let me do this. It has to be quick. It's easier said than done, I know, right? I'm sure you agree. As a baseball player, especially in the infield, quick thinking is like game one, bro. Number one rule.
Yeah,
you better be quick on it, man.
And then
especially as a catcher,
especially at that level, balls are moving fast.
Like, I don't know if you played the infield much, but me being a catcher, bro, I used to try to envision it before it happened. Sometimes, to a degree, like, okay, what I would do is I'd go over scenarios in my head. When I played, I would go over, okay, if he grounds it out, I know I'm gonna do it in this situation, right? I know where I'm gonna go. I'm supposed to go cover the first baseman, right? If he grounds it up the middle, whatever. But if there's a guy on first, going to second, all right, get ready for a double play. Hopefully he doesn't sail it over the first baseman's head. But if he does, I'm right there to catch that bitch. You see what I'm saying? So you had to I would think of scenarios like that. Or if I best case scenario, I strike this motherfucker out and this fool on first tries to run and steal. Hopefully it's a pitch and run situation where we can get this motherfucker to swing, miss. That's one out, and then I can react fast enough to get this fool out at second. I would think of shit like that. You know what I mean? As a catcher, you had to, bro. So I would prepare myself, even if it didn't happen, to do it. You know what I'm saying? See yourself, envision yourself doing it, and then follow through with the action.
But not just that, you really need to be prepared for like alternative, outcomes.
No, of course. If it doesn't go the way you're predicting, what do you do then?
Did he foul tip? Did he
That's
fucking, is it in your glove? Did you drop it?
Well, that's the worst feeling as a catcher is when it gets past you. There's a man on base. Oh, the fear, the nervousness, the shit that enters your heart as soon as that happens. How quickly that mask comes off your head. Find the ball, go get it to base.
Oh, that's also huge. Making sure you know where the ball's at. There's nothing worse than seeing that catcher turn around like, where the fuck did it go?
And if you see that from the outfield, you're like, fuck, get to it, and it's out of your hands really at that point. But if you're in the outfield. But anyway, back to what we were talking about, man. I think that the overall season though was great. They pulled it together. They made it happen where it counted the most. And I don't have anything else to add to the season itself. To you, we move on to the postseason now.
It was. You know what? It was a pretty exciting game.
It really was
an exciting season.
Exciting season for sure. And it was one that I'm glad that we went against the odds.
No, you know what? I'm excited. And being also, it worked out the way I wanted it to. So
of course,
I'm not going to complain about it. But
Facts.
it was. It was fun. It was good baseball.
It wasn't pretty, but it was good baseball. It wasn't pretty, but it was good baseball. And it shows that the Dodgers were able to overcome the odds.
Though, you can go either way with that because you know what? It just goes to show that there's a lot of other teams out there that deserve it too. They're good ballparks and good organizations, and they're not going to go down without a fight. So you know what? So on top of that, to say that the Dodgers actually got through that and were able to, finish on top. Hey, you know what? That says a little something about them too.
No, it does. I agree. And it says that they're able to overcome the odds or what the expectations are of the analysts and the ones that are professional. I'm saying professionals at understanding the game and how it's supposed to go. It proves them wrong in a way.
Absolutely.
It does. It's like, okay, you say that about us. We're going to show you one better. We're actually going to do the opposite. We'll prove it too. And that's what they did, bro. So that there's no fuck you better than that. Like I remember there's actually a clip of Muncy in the fucking in the locker room after they won at Yankee Stadium after they won the World Series. He's like, a lot of you motherfuckers thought we weren't gonna be able to do this shit. A lot of you, he let it loose, bro. Which justifiably so. I feel like, and I'm a very big believer in this. Once you win a championship of any caliber, anything in your life, whether you're playing a sport or otherwise, right? I think that the smartest time to gloat is when you win the title, win the championship, win the trophy, then talk shit. What I don't like are the individuals that run their fucking mouth before they win a championship. I hate that shit. Don't you? Or they'll talk shit after every win. They'll talk shit. That's right, motherfucker. I owned you. You didn't win everything, though. Why can't you just stay humble until you get to the championship and win that bitch and then run your mouth? But that's what Muncy did. He's like, man, fuck you guys. He thought we were going to do this. Like,
I got no problem with Muncy saying something, but on all truthfulness, I mean, isn't winning
that's enough? That is enough. I agree. I like that. Winning is enough for sure. Why gloat? Why stoop yourself to that level?
When you're sitting there and you could smile at the camera, dude, and they're asking you questions, and it's like, what else needs to be said?
Yeah. No, facts.
What else needs to be said?
If I won,
when you're sitting there with your hat and your t-shirt on, and you're sitting there and about to go in the locker room and bust out a bunch of, it's like
champagne everywhere. Fuck yeah, it's a wrap, bro.
What do you want to say now? What do you want to say now?
You can't say shit to that. You just can't.
It's like boxing, dude. It's like, you know what? You're not discussing that, the refs scored the bout this way. It's like, you know what? You knocked him the fuck out. Period.
Yeah. No, facts.
I don't got a problem with a little fucking wink and, fuck you. Yeah, that's fine. But he got a little upset. He got a little emotional.
He did get a little emotional. He's like, yeah, fuck you, motherfuckers. I'm like, damn, bro.
I'm like, okay. Was that necessary? I mean,
it probably wasn't.
Guess to everybody, the guy, he fought, even though, come on, Muncy, you didn't do a whole lot. You turned off there. Love you, bro.
I mean, it's true, but at least his argument was he did contribute to getting there. He did.
Hey, but you know what?
You got to give him that. At least he did that.
And they're there. And all the fucking haters are home upset. And guess what? You're in that fucking locker room popping fucking corks.
Facts.
And you know what? There'll be a big, fat, shiny fucking ring on your finger on top of the giant.
It's gonna be nice. Yep. And I'm gonna add.
You're gonna go home to a $1 fucking house with a $1 wife.
Yep.
And so you know what?
Your life is good now, bro.
Is it fucking necessary?
Not really. Exactly. You got your championship, bro. You had your celebration with your teammates, your loved ones. That's really what matters. Like you said, that's enough shit talk right there in itself.
And truthfully, you know what?
You're good.
Who hurts
that's
more?
That's enough bloating right there.
Who hurts more, the players or the goddamn fucking or the fans? Because someone made a point one time that, there was a big old fucking championship many years ago and the Bulls lost, right?
Yeah.
So Jordan fucking lost and they went home and the fucking, the NBA went on to play their championship. Well, literally 2 days later, it was Pippen and fuck, who was with him?
Jordan?
No, it wasn't Jordan. It was, God. But anyways, Pippen was there, who obviously, fucking stepped down from, losing.
Of course.
They were in Alaska on a deep fucking sea fishing trip, having a blast. You can see booze in the background, these giant fucking fish. They're screaming, mouths wide open. They're excited. They didn't look too damn butthurt.
They didn't look too sad.
They had their
millions to dry their tears with.
I was like, there's players out there and fans. My team lost. Dude, trust me, dude. Their paychecks are coming. Mm-hmm. They're doing fine. Their lives aren't ending. You know what? We'll do better next year. Exactly. And the same thing in this thing. So who gets the so-called final laugh? And then if Muncie got a little emotional, shall we say?
Yeah.
The bottom line is, hey, you know what, though? He went into a locker room and he popped corks and he drank booze and, had a blast and, drove home to a happy wife. So,
yeah, and he's good. There's no issue. I agree. So, like I said, to all those fans out there, a lot of you guys, you're already sulking in it. I'm not going to fucking put salt in the wound or anything like that. It is what it is, right? Dodgers won. It's a great year for the Dodger fans and Dodger players. Fantastic. Hopefully they can repeat next year. I really hope so. We'll see. We look good. They definitely look like they can.
They're definitely a candidate.
And we're going to get to a new signing. They actually signed someone new. I don't know if you know about this. We'll get to that in a second. Of course he knows about it. We'll get to that in a minute. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Well, really quick though, here's a question I got for you real fast.
Ahead.
Do you think they should keep Ohtani as a fucking designated hitter? They should let him and not pitch? Or should we let him pitch?
I say keep him as a designated hitter. Don't let him pitch.
Because they're saying.
Because I think you might really fuck up a good asset.
Well, the bottom line is if he fucking injures that arm again, he won't be able to bat.
That seems like a pretty big fucking liability to me, man.
Do you keep him? I mean, this motherfucker can hit 50 home runs.
Yeah.
Do you keep him as that? And
50-50 club, might I add. MVP hitting, saying.
55, dude.
Sheesh.
He almost hit 60.
Motherfucker hit.
It was like 58 and 50 something. That some bitch.
Insane,
okay, so
bro.
He's 55.
Fuck
club.
it. Stop pitching. You don't need to pitch no more.
So do you keep him as a designated hitter?
Absolutely.
And dude, don't even bother pitching.
Nope.
I mean, I get it. I get it. That's why we bought the motherfucker. But
that's not the only reason why. I mean, look what he did this year offensively. That also was the reason why we bought him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they were more inclined to, I mean, when you heard him talking at the very beginning, you were talking about his pitching.
Yeah.
So I mean, dude, I can't believe that son of a bitch is that big. Have you seen
He's
him?
a big motherfucker. He's
the
tall.
Fuck did they feed him? That some bitch like 6'5". What is that? What the fuck are they feeding him, dude?
Not just rice. Not just rice.
I never seen one pass like 5'5".
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be racial, but I'm just saying,
sorry,
bro.
But come on, dude. What are they feeding that motherfucker?
I don't know, bro.
I saw him on the mound, dude, and I was like,
Wheaties for breakfast?
God damn.
Wheaties mixed with steroids? I don't know, bro.
That's some bitch fucking drinking milk.
That's some hyper-infused rice.
Milk, dude.
That's some hyper-infused rice. I've ever seen it, man.
He looks like that some bitch, dude. That fucking dude from that Rocky show, the Russian, the guy that, fought Rocky at the end.
Oh, yeah. Fucking, I will break you.
I will break
you. What is this fucking? Drago.
Ivan Drago.
Yeah, if he dies, he dies.
If he dies. He dies. That
fucking Ivan Drago.
That's who that some bitch looks like.
Yeah, he's a big motherfucker for sure, bro. That's
fucking
crazy.
They're sticking all the needles up in that motherfucker, dude. I'm like, God damn.
We need him as beefy as possible. That motherfucker's huge, man.
Dude, he looks like a goddamn stud on the goddamn beef market.
But he has such a baby face.
Yeah,
have you noticed that? You look at it.
He does, dude.
He's like a big bulky motherfucker. He's the nicest looking dude ever.
Hi.
You see his face? He looks like he'll say hi. Like
Hi.
Face is not intimidating at all. The body's more intimidating than the face, bro.
He's just a big
crazy.
son bitch.
Yeah, he's got a big ass torso, man. He's a big dude. But that's like, all that power. I mean, it comes from somewhere, right?
But you know what? I mean, I've heard that because look at going back to Bueller. Bueller he had a huge future,
and I thought it was fitting that he was the one to close out the World Series. That was a nice.
And
touch.
I think that's cool, even if he doesn't come back. But you know what? I mean, it's kind of sad.
It is.
The guys. He had surgery and
Definitely bittersweet.
Definitely did not have a great season. His comeback was not as anticipated.
It was bittersweet.
Yeah, so you gave him that. So you know
it was
what,
fitting
dude?
for him because it was a nice for him personally. What a nice way to end the season.
That was a great ninth inning.
Yeah, it was.
That motherfucker.
He pitched his heart out on 2 days rest.
Yeah, he fucking did.
On
but
2
you know
days
what, though?
rest, bro.
But I gotta say, dude, like another thing I have to make a point is, the Yankee spirit was broken.
Oh, for sure. We'll get into that. Save your thoughts. I promise.
Okay.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go through this breakdown of the postseason first. All right.
Okay.
All right. So now we're gonna transition over into from the regular season of 2024 to the playoffs of 2024 MLB season.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's a tradition here. Let's do this. Whenever we talk about baseball or beef or whatever, I bust out this fucking little stereo right here. This little fucking speaker of mine. This little Dodger speaker. In case you didn't get a chance to see it, Serge.
Oh, I fucking love it.
You see that shit? Awesome, right? Got the fucking LED lights and everything. It's a tiny little fucking cheap ass speaker from Ross. Let's go.
Dude, it looks cool as fuck. Makes me want to do drugs. Dude. Look at that son of a bitch right there, dude.
Makes you want to do drugs?
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Some psychedelic
shit, dude.
Bust out the mushrooms. Put them right here for y'all to see.
What are we talking about?
All right, so we're talking about the postseason. Before we get to the World Series, right? We're going to break down the first series of the Padres. I think that goes without saying. That series was obviously a detrimental win. I think it was one of the toughest series. I agree. Out of all the postseason, would you agree? I think the series with the Padres is probably one of the hardest. Well, just because we played bad. And not because they're a great team. In my opinion, what are your opinions and thoughts? We'll move on to the NLCS, obviously then the World Series, and we'll wrap it up. But what do you think about the NLDS in a whole, and why do you think that the Dodgers struggled a little bit? We did end up beating them. Obviously, we came back to win the last two must-wins.
Here's the one thing. I mean, up until literally a year or two ago, the Padres were nothing more than the little brother.
Yeah, they were.
So they were always looked at as nothing more than the Dodgers' little brother, and were never really looked past that. They weren't really considered in the same league. I mean, I'm sorry to say that.
No, they weren't. No, don't be sorry.
They weren't.
Fuck,
but
it's true.
But you know what? I think things have changed a little bit. So I don't know if it's fair to say that anymore. Now they kind of been the little brother that grew up and slaps back. You know what I mean? So, I still, and not only because I'm not a Dodger fan, I'm talking about on paper.
Yeah,
I still don't think the Dodgers compete with the Dodgers. But with that said, though, when the fucking Padres play their 100% and we don't show up or whatever you want to call it, you know what? It's just a Padre day.
Yeah,
it just stings a little bit more.
It does.
We lose a game to Atlanta. We lose a game to, Chicago.
It stings a little bit more.
It doesn't burn the same.
Not as much. Yeah.
But you lose to that cocksucker fucking Machado, dude. He hits a home run on us. Anytime it just, you know what? It's kind of like, chlamydia in your eye or something.
Exactly.
It's just real fucking bad, dude.
Exactly why.
It burns extra, man.
Chlamydia in the eye.
It's just,
whose pussy you rub it in your eyeball, man?
I'm just fucking saying. Tell me I'm lying, though.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Fuck, it's just something about losing to those bastards. And I think even being so that we shouldn't lose to them. I think it makes it hurt now. And then now that they're, they're not the little brother anymore. They tend to be, they're definitely a lot more ballpark, and their organization is definitely a bigger contender than they ever have been.
For sure.
Their team is together. They got some big fucking cannons on there. You got a lot of talent. They're just the wrong attitude, I think. But
I agree.
I think, we still go with the attitude that it's just the Padres.
Yeah.
So when they come around and, they play their A game and they're fucking on top of shit, Snell. And, everything else that's going on over there, what? Just they control our fucking bats, and they, they're fielding good and their bats are hot.
It's funny you mentioned Snell.
It hurts. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know.
Wait, hold your thoughts. We'll get into that right now. We'll get ahead of ourselves. But anyway, I don't know how I feel about Snell. Bro, it looks like he hasn't slept in a fucking year. We'll get into that in a second, though. All right, so
that dude looks like straight out of fucking Walking Dead, dude.
You're right.
Fucking brains.
He does. Let's get into that in a second. All right, so I agree with you. Your thoughts on the Padres, man. I think the NLDS was something that didn't need to get to that point, but when it did, it was more satisfying, in my opinion, that they were at least able to climb out of that hole and win those two must-win games to move on to the NLCS.
Yeah.
No better fuck you than that, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And
that's
going back to the whole Muncie thing. Is there a bigger fuck you?
No,
There really isn't. I mean, straight out winning, not telling you
that's even
we
saying,
can win.
So not only did we come back and beat you motherfuckers, we actually went on to win the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
They can actually say that now.
Yes.
And this was in a regular fucking season. Not shortened, not, it's handicapped. It's a Mickey Mouse championship. You can't say that shit no more.
You know what, though? But going back,
Throw
the
that to
bottom
bed,
line
bro.
is, you know what? You had the same amount of games. And, dude, the number
Even
of
back to that, you're right.
double headers that
I
were
know.
played in that short
Facts.
season.
So you got to give that credit too. I agree. It's just as worthy. I agree. Just as warranted. I
Like, them
agree.
motherfuckers should play 2 goddamn games and get on a fucking plane and play the next day.
Exactly.
That's just,
exactly. That was a challenge in itself. That was a different type of challenge.
Keep up that pace was in
I
itself,
agree.
an
was
impressive
an
thing,
accomplishment. Absolutely. No, for sure. To go off what you're saying. Sorry, I mean to talk over you, man. Sorry about that. I get a little excited sometimes.
No, so do I. I get a little
Bad
bit.
etiquette and shit. My
Sorry,
bad.
apologize.
Bad podcast etiquette. That's on my part. Sorry.
No. We both guilty and shit.
Yeah, you're right. But all right, man. So I don't have anything else to add to you. Move on to the
No.
NLCS. So the NLCS, I kind of briefly said this to you guys earlier, and I know that Serge did as well. Well, Serge kind of piggybacked off of it. We're really kind of co-signed what I said. Well, actually, you said it. You said it first, and I coined off of you. I was actually relieved that it ended up being the Dodgers and the Mets, and not the Dodgers and the Phillies. Right? We kind of briefly talked about how we felt like the Phillies would have been a bigger, badder challenge than the Mets. Now, don't get me wrong. The Mets put up a good battle, though. They did. It was a good series, in my opinion.
No, but
I just feel like it was a little more of a
if
struggle.
you just look at the season in itself, I think we struggled more with the Phillies.
We did.
And I think
Absolutely.
the Phillies,
And that's why I was worried in the
by all
World
means a
worried in the
phenomenal
postseason.
organization. They are, a great team, hands down. Period. I was definitely more concerned. I mean,
For sure.
I really was excited. And as the season, ramped up towards the end there, I obviously became more of a possibility of the Yankee Dodger World Series, and I was like, wow, and
be awesome to see that.
it was.
time.
I think any fan
Of baseball.
in general would, that's just a great World Series, because when certain teams kind of come together, and I guess I'm sorry, but I'm not really a fan. So when they play, I'm like, who won the World Series? I don't know who won. It's like I feel bad because I guess we got nothing vested in, who the teams are. But it was East Coast, West Coast, and one of the biggest goddamn rivalries possible, and it always has been. And if you're talking about winning a World Series against a more worthy team, by all means, to win, it really means something. Mm-hmm. To win against the fucking Yankees, dude, and the Yankees too, they just had, a few shortcomings. They were an awesome team, but I honestly believe, and I'll never fucking repeat this again. So, don't ask me to.
Okay.
I honestly believe that the Yankees didn't give us their 110%.
Whew, I don't think so either.
You know what? And,
I don't think so either.
And I think Game 4 was a fucking
Wait,
window.
say those thoughts. We're gonna get there. Okay. We're still talking about the NLCS. I know you want to jog in there. We're almost there. We're gonna finish up with the NLCS and we'll jump right into the World Series, I promise. Okay, so the last thing I want to say about the NLCS is they did give us a little bit of a challenge there. There was a little bit of moments of worry, like in a few games, right? Mm-hmm. But ultimately the Dodgers came out on top.
Yeah, I mean it was a rumble all the way, and
it was,
and it worked out obviously in our
they had a couple
favor,
of good games. Yeah. Right, but it worked out in our favor.
It was a good season.
It was. Now, the World Series, Dodgers and Yankees. Probably the most expensive fucking World Series to take place in the league in God knows how long.
Yeah.
I didn't even check the prices in the seats, did you? I didn't look. Fuck that. I didn't want to.
Here at Dodger Stadium, they were fucking starting in the thousands.
Crazy. Insane. But I mean, that's what happens. You said East meets West. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. World Series, Dodgers, Yankees. What are your thoughts? Obviously, you were in the middle of saying something, so I were cutting you off. But we'll do it now.
I
want to make sure. I want to make sure you got all your thoughts out about the Dodgers Mets first, and now we're into the main event here.
Well, talking about Dodger Yankees, I mean they were. I mean it was what I thought. It was definitely not an easy up. It was an uphill battle. It was not easy at all.
Especially Game 1. That was established. Nobody scored.
Game 1. I mean, obviously up until the end, there, Mister, you're wearing a T-shirt that states different, but it was going in the Yankees' favor. I mean, it almost looked like it was going to be 1-0 them. And
it almost did, and then the bases loaded. Bottom of the ninth.
They fell apart a little bit, put some men on base, and then Mr. Freeman came on and just hit a, damn. I mean, what do you say to that?
He hit a grand slam.
He hit a a Kirk Gibson fucking
walk off home run.
Yeah,
and you know the
dude.
thing about his, would you agree? Look, I'm not going to go as far as to say that Freeman's home run was better than Kirk's, than Gibson's, only because they both serve the same purpose. It was a walk off win, has the same value. Now, though, I think the only thing that might maybe arguably put Freeman's a little higher than his is the fact that it was a grand slam, and that's never been done in World Series history. Fun fact for those that don't know, this was the first walk-off grand slam ever done in the World Series. Ever.
But with that said, though,
Just saying.
I mean,
what a fantastic
you know what?
way.
And
Huh?
again, trust me, I'm not trying to take away from Freeman. This is amazing. But Gibson was big time hurt.
No, that's true.
Gibson
he had that
wasn't
going
even
against
in
him.
the fucking game.
Yeah, because people were trying to say that,
No.
the ankle.
I mean,
He had time to heal
saw-
from the ankle.
I saw an interview.
Yeah.
And then, okay, it's an ankle shot. So how does your ankle really affect your swing?
Not too much.
Not as much.
Maybe a little bit
It
with
should,
your
because
step.
it's your balance, right? And,
Yeah, balance too.
but Gibson wasn't even in the game. They said
Yeah, right. He
that,
didn't
like,
play at all.
They said like 3 or 4 innings before.
And he had
that
two
ninth
bad
inning,
knees, not one.
I saw an interview with Lasorda, and Lasorda said all he could hear coming from the locker room was the bat. And Gibson was already warming up because he fucking knew. And that
Yeah.
dude was already trying to smack the ball, and he came out and looked at Lasorda and said, fucking put me in.
Yeah, because he knew the
me
game
in.
was on the line. Yeah.
And the bottom line is, I don't know if I'm willing to take anything away from that. I'm not trying to take away from Freeman, but that shit was pretty intense, dude. Gibson limped
Shit.
up to the goddamn
He
fucking
did.
batter's box.
He actually limped out of the batter's box.
He
and
limped
going to
around the
first.
damn fucking bases,
When he fouled
dude.
off, when he fouled it off, he was limping. Shit, when he hit the home run, he was limping.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were both by all means impressive, and to be able to achieve that is like literally you can like fall dead. That's like life is.
No,
complete.
I agree, and I
Life
will
is-
say, no, you're right. Sorry, I'm gonna cut you off.
No, I'm just saying. At that point to be able to do that, your childhood dreams are done. That's what you want more than anything.
You've accomplished it. I
Yes,
agree.
yes.
And to go off and to build on what you're saying, I feel like it's crazy to see that because let's be honest, what makes another thing that kind of backs up what you're saying about Gibson's home run. If you remember that at bat, whether you saw it in person or you went and looked it up online, it was a lot of pitches. Remember that he fouled off a lot of pitches? The tension that was behind that at bat. You're like, fuck, he keeps fouling them off. Or he thought would have been a fly out was normally a foul out. Like, bro, he would have normally been a fly out was a foul out. Saved his ass a couple times there. He hit one up the sideline and went up to the base instead of it being a double. He had a hobble, and you can even hear Vince Scully saying, man, that was even an effort just for him to walk 30
Yes.
spaces towards
Yes,
the
it
first
was.
base. So for him to hit it out the way he did with 2 bad knees, not one, but 2, after such a vigorous fucking battle with Eckler throwing at him, right?
And you know what? But
That's
going-
amazing. That's crazy. And Freeman's was 1 pitch.
But
This guy came
at
on,
the same time, though,
cracked it.
no one anticipated this. I mean, all of the big old commentators, everybody. I mean, Jeter.
Yeah.
I think so-called Boppy was the only one that gave us the fucking win in 6. I think he said it was possibly, but Jeter fucking said it's not going to happen. I think he put Yankees in 6.
Damn. Yeah, he did. They were all voting against us,
So
against the
everybody-
Dodgers.
But that's
Against
not
the
But
Dodgers.
that's not a bad bet.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're thinking about just betting, period. I mean,
I mean, it
come
made
on,
sense. In Vegas, they might have been thinking the same
granted,
thing.
it's he might be a little jaded. This is Jeter. He's probably one of the biggest Yankees of all time. But
Biased as fuck. Yeah.
yeah, but a lot of people did not anticipate what happened and the way it went. I mean,
No
for
way.
us to win,
They didn't anticipate that either.
to us to win 1-2-3 was just unfucking imaginable.
Yeah, none of us, not even Dodgers fans,
Nobody,
expected
dude.
that.
I
I
mean-
didn't. I know you didn't. I didn't expect. I thought it was going to go back and forth, if I'm being
But
honest
with
with you.
that said, as we said a few times now, and I started saying, that shit that happened in Game 4,
Yeah.
the motherfucking Yankees came to play.
They woke up.
And it was a fucking little clear window. It was an eyeglass to what the Yankees are capable, and they manhandled us.
Yeah, we did.
Now, granted, did the Dodgers hold back because we're up 3 games and there's still a lot
I
of
think they
baseball
might
to
have.
go? I
Yeah.
mean, possible, and
That's
and then
arguable for
truthfully,
sure.
there was also the that Roberts kind of held back the bullpen to keep them fucking not
Fresh.
to wear them out because he rather have a fresh bullpen for the next team, so he really did not.
For the next game, you mean? For the next game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what did I say?
Next team.
No, for next. Did I?
Yeah.
Sorry, for next game.
We're talking about the World Series now.
So you know what I mean? It was what you call it. he didn't want to wear them out and just use all of it, all of his options in this game and just wrote it off as a loss.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it really paid off in Game 5 because when Game 5 goes, wow. And again, I'm going to go on the limb like I told you earlier, and I'll fess up that I was thinking it was going to be another loss, and I was more worried about if the Yankees won 2 in a row, what would that do to the Dodgers emotionally? Even though we're coming back to Dodger Stadium, it's going to give the momentum to the Yankees, and the Yankees would have had. I think it would have been fucking Game 6 would have been different.
Yeah, it would have.
Game 6 would have been different, but I think going back again, their biggest ace in the whole fucking thing was Cole, dude. That boy's a fucking just an incredible pitcher.
Yeah, no, for sure.
They just used them, so you wouldn't have played in Game 6, and Yankees didn't have a whole lot after that.
No, they didn't.
They really did.
They really didn't. You're right, and that's why I was like, man, it's good because like what you said earlier, right now before we got here, we were talking about the NLCS. You said that you don't feel like the Yankees gave us 110%. They didn't. I agree. I don't
know what happened.
I'll coin out for that. You're right. Their spirit wasn't there. I don't know why. I don't know what the issue was or why they were out of sync. But I think you're 100% agree with you. I think that they didn't give us their 110%. And that's ultimately what lost in the World Series. I'm not saying they would have manhandled us entirely, no, but they would have put up a better fight than what they would have done.
I don't know if
I originally thought Dodgers in 6. That was my original prediction, but they did it in 5. So good for them.
I would not have been surprised if it would have gone 7. But
yeah, it could have gone 7. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what the world wanted.
It literally damn near went 1, 2, 3, 4.
That was a magnificent comeback though in Game 5, man.
That was disgusting, dude. That Game 5 was amazing, dude. That shit was just incredible. I mean,
like you said, none of us expected
it was almost like a goddamn curse, dude. And it all started with of all people, Judge dropping that ball on the field. That's like
that inning alone.
It was all there.
Allowed us to come back. Yeah.
It really did that, Yep. And then the fumble at third, and then that little what the fuck happened at first, Because if you would have taken any one of those little errors out, it would have been out 3.
I agree.
And then that inning would have been over.
Yep.
And it wouldn't have played ball the way it did.
No, it didn't. It would have definitely probably been a Game 6.
Mm-hmm.
But when momentum did a switch like that, did a swing like that, fate took a different
hit that smack and
yep, and then fate took a different field. They're like, let's wrap this shit up tonight. And that's how he knew. I guarantee you, the energy in that Dodgers bullpen completely flipped, especially when they scored that tying run. It was a brand new game again, bro. We're in this to take it tonight.
No, but you know what though, that makes such a difference, energy. And I think that's one of the main things that's affected the Dodgers. Is the Dodgers have always been an emotional team. I don't know if it's young players. I don't know if it's what it is, but you get in their heads, dude. The game was fucking over. And it just showed because I think the same thing happened to the Yankees.
You're right. I was about to say that. You just answered my question. I was going to say, would you say that's what happened to the Yankees?
Yes.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Pretty much, right?
I think the Yankees, they had the one win, but it wasn't enough to turn the page on them, taking the momentum. The Dodgers came off of a, game 1, 2, 3 that really had them going. Stumbled, obviously, in Game 4, but, to that 5th inning, put it all back. It shattered any goddamn... hope for the Yankees.
Push that they had, it just ass completely gone, right?
It's just and everybody says bring it back to fucking Dodger Stadium. No, fuck that. Just win.
I agree. Thank you.
And we said where we went.
We talked about this off the record. Me and Serge talked about it. One thing I'm sure we can all agree as Dodger fans, those watching too and listening, I'm sure you guys can agree with us. What we didn't want to see is that shit go back to Dodger Stadium. Fuck that. I feel like it's a bigger victory to win in their field. You could be humble and call it a victory, or you can be fucking cocky and be like, it's a bigger fuck you to the other team to just beat them in their own house, celebrate on their field like the Dodgers did, and hoist that trophy up with a ceremony on their field. That's a bigger, in my opinion, that's a bigger fuck you, a better victory, a better energy to have. Then you can take it back home. You got a parade coming. You got shit to be happy about when they come home. Sure, we want to see it at home. Obviously, it would have been nice to see the celebration at Dodger Stadium. We still got it. You still got the celebration at Dodger Stadium, and I want to get into that before we get into the offseason. Well, while we're getting into the offseason. But it's just like, man, that win was just more satisfying in my opinion because you did it in their house. That's almost like the biggest, bitch, we beat you.
But you know what? At the same time, how many times have you seen a series between two teams? One team dominates another, and then the next game, it's complete opposite.
It's a flip of a switch almost.
You don't let the fucking... You don't
let them come up for air.
You don't let them come up for air.
You're not supposed to.
It's kind of like in a
Some
movie.
people
You
want
shoot
that
them.
shit.
No.
I know,
You,
it's so
you
weird.
finish them off now.
Double tap. Put one in the head. Yeah, another one in the head.
Quadruple tap. Empty the damn freaking,
Empty the clip.
Empty the clip, dude. Don't sit there and wait for him. No.
He's like, no, you better have an empty magazine,
Finish
motherfucker.
that shit off. I don't care. The bottom line, it's a win. And take it. And don't sit there and, we'll win it. No, fuck that.
I'm sure we all agree with you. I mean, people usually go to that when we lose. I mean, once the last out is recorded, that's okay, bro. We'll get him in Dodger Stadium. That's when you start saying shit like that.
If you have to, yes.
Not ahead of time. Not early.
But let's sacrifice a game and give them because it's
now you're giving them hope. You're giving them hope.
Giving them hope.
You're also giving them energy.
They would have had a lot different attitude if they would have won 2 in a row to come back.
Going back to LA.
They're nobody. You guys, it's kind of like
even with the disadvantage of being home field advantage.
Yeah,
I agree. Well, those are my thoughts, man. Aside from what we already covered as far as the World Series goes, I mean, I don't have much to add to that unless you have anything you want to add to the World Series. I think that's in a nutshell. That's what it was. We pretty much covered it all, in my opinion. I'm sure you do. You unless you have more.
No, I enjoyed it. It was quite the battle. And again, like I said, it wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy, even if at 110%, they weren't at that. But if they were, it would have most definitely went 7. I think. But I think that
the damn Dodgers really,
they were hungry. They pulled it off.
They played baseball.
They did.
They stayed focused.
And fundamentally, they were better than the Yankees too. I will say that. I don't care how biased that makes me sound. That is the truth. Fundamental baseball, Dodgers are better. Period. One of you motherfuckers argue with me. I don't care. That's the fucking truth. We're the better fundamental team. Period. You don't think so?
Well, I think we were in this World Series, but I'm not trying. Again, I'm not saying that the Yankees aren't.
No,
capable
I'm not saying that they're not. They're trash.
But
I'm not saying all that.
But I'm saying they are capable. They got a lot of fucking players.
Well, they got
on
there. They got there for a reason, right?
But you know what? They just didn't. Honestly,
they're about to lose Soto.
They didn't show up. Oh.
They're about to lose Soto. Hopefully to us. Imagine. Damn, it'd be a massive signing.
But you know what? Like we were talking about, Soto's calling too much money.
Yeah, we're getting to that right now.
He wants Ohtani money, not happening.
And that's why we're going to transition over to the offseason, sir. So, with that being said, my thoughts are finished. Are yours on the World Series, sir?
Okay.
Congratulations, Dodgers, again. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give them another shout out. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations to the Dodgers. You guys won 2024. But now we're moving on to 2025. And right now we're currently in the offseason, right? Mm-hmm. I think that they have a chance to repeat. I'm sure you agree. We already discussed that.
Absolutely. It's in the cards.
Offseason signings. I already made a big splash right here before Thanksgiving, guys. This obviously the episode's going to come out after Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving week we received the news that the Dodgers
don't say it.
have signed Mr. Blake Snell to a 5-year, $185 million deal. I believe it was. Let me double check my facts.
No, I don't think it was that much.
5-year deal with the Dodgers, $182 million.
Oh, okay.
Right. He agreed to a 5-year MLB.com, so I would imagine this is a pretty credible source from the league itself. The league also announced that Blake Snell, a 2-time Cy Young Award winner and one of the top free agents this season, pitchers on the market. Let me read it again.
He fucking wants a ring.
And one of the top free agent pitchers on the market this offseason has agreed to a 5-year, $182 million deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Everybody and their mother wants to play the Dodgers right now. Okay.
You just whispered it into the mic, so I think you already said
he wants a ring. He wants a ring.
He does, of course.
Anyone comes to the Dodgers right now, he wants a ring. They want a ring, period.
And this is the same asshole that gave us trouble in 2020. Remember that? We almost lost because of him, man.
Snell.
He's a good pitcher. When he's
bottom
healthy.
line,
when he's healthy.
He's a phenomenal pitcher.
When he's healthy, absolutely.
When that boy, he's on top of his, he's got mass control. He's got, great fucking, he commands a lot of pitches and he's good, period.
Yeah.
And batters have a hard time fucking, getting on base. He definitely has the upper hand. I don't like him because some bitch is always playing against us. How do I feel about him coming on board? Truthfully, I think he can only improve our bullpen, and along with that, along with the fact that he's coming on board, there's also the fear of potentially we're losing Buehler.
Yeah,
so that's another big gun that we may potentially Buehler, because Mr. Buehler wants more money, and if we lose him, obviously Kershaw ain't what he used to be, and he ain't coming back.
Facts.
And with that said, I know a lot of you haters talk about
Kershaw. I think Kershaw belongs in the bullpen if he comes back, bro.
Well, you know what? Kershaw's
not a starter anymore.
Whether you like Kershaw or not, Kershaw's definitely one of the best top 3 pitchers
doubt
of all time. That man's
He's
ability
a
to command.
Dodger legend for sure. He's already earned that.
But he's done. I get it.
He is done.
Everybody finishes, and he is no longer. I mean, I saw him throwing curveballs in the 70s. I mean, even as much curve as he can throw and as much English he puts on that ball, anybody who's anybody is going to smack that shit over the goddamn fence. 70's nothing for a fucking pro ball player.
Of course, the velocity is not there anymore.
Yeah, dude, you're under the 90s, bro. Stop.
Yeah,
stop.
Exactly, bro.
And
so
I think I even saw a 69er fucking go across that plate, dude. It looked like T-ball. So. It didn't look like
I know you're not trying to shit on the legend, but
and I'm not. Kershaw. But like I said, you're one of the top 3 pitchers of all time. But honestly, step down, bro.
Yes, that's
stay with the thing. Become a commentator, dude. You still have a lot to say.
Facts.
You know what? I think you still have a lot to teach other pitchers. Sit there and be like a fucking pitching coach for the Dodgers. Why the fuck not?
Yeah, you still get a ring.
Exactly, but I get it. Ain't no one ever want to.
No, he wants to earn it.
No one wants to do it.
He wants to earn it.
I get that.
Yeah, he wants to earn it.
So we do need, I think, a little bit. I think we're good in the bullpen, but I think that Snell would be.
Yeah,
he's definitely an alpha, and I think he's definitely gonna fucking he goes deep into a game. He does. 6-7 innings is not unheard of. I think that I'll be happy to watch him play. And he's not pitching against us, so that in itself is going to be fucking huge. He's someone else's problem now.
Yeah, exactly. Because he was a problem for the Dodgers.
So
like I said briefly.
We'll see.
Okay, good. I'm glad those are good thoughts on it, sir. But, like to coin off what you're saying, I think that, him signing again, not our problem, somebody else's problem. Perfect way to put it. I love how you put that. And he was an issue for the Dodgers. For those of you that are fans and followed, like me and Serg know, because we're big fans and we know. He was a big issue in 2020, right? That World Series that they took him out of, that game, that controversial game that he got pulled out of. They might have stood a chance and they might have forced a Game 7. There was a chance of that. You know what I mean? And But they didn't keep him in. And I know the Dodgers in that situation would have kept him in. He was pitching that fucking good. But, it is what it is. He was an issue back then for us. And he won the Cy Young, I think, last year or the year before. He won it recently.
He's by all means,
He won it recently. And
he's definitely in his A game. He's definitely,
He's hunting for a good contract and he wants to win it. He wants to win a series. He got a good contract and he wants a series. So I don't know. He wants a few of them.
He wasn't going to get a ring where he was
anywhere else. He knew that. He wasn't going to get one in the Padre uniform, and he knew he wasn't going to get one.
If he didn't go to the Yankees, the Phillies, the Dodgers, you're not.
Those are your top 3 chances for a ring. Let's be honest. The Dodgers, Yankees, and the Phillies. Let's be honest.
Right now, yes.
Right now. And the Padres are going to try. He was already a Padre. He tried that. Didn't like it. Probably didn't fuck with the team uniform. And I mean, who could blame him? That shit's ugly as fuck. Mustard yellow with brown shit diarrhea color. Like, I'm sorry, Padres. You guys need to really.
What's with the teal one?
I don't. Yeah, that's fucking weird.
What the
and the bright ass yellow,
dude?
bright yellow and pink. You saw that shit? Like, what is the flamboyant shit that's going on in that locker room?
I had to
bro?
look it up. I googled it and it said something about San Diego wants you to understand their beautiful floral arrangements along the fucking coastline. So we're gonna put a bunch of pretty colors on the uniform, dude. I'd quit the team.
I'm done. It's acabó. It's over.
That's fucking caca, dude.
That's caca for sure,
That's
bro.
caca color, dude. Yeah, dude. It's like
I'm gonna do another one for that. Who would wear that proudly?
I'm sitting there, and I would have looked at whoever's in charge of the uniform, and I would just bitch slapped them. Just get out,
bro.
Just fucking get out.
Just at that point, because you're cooked already. You're done, bro. I feel like you're better off just. You're done. You're done. You wear that shit. You're sending the wrong messages to people, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. I don't know, bro. Situations with them. I can go on all day shit on that.
But yeah, but I'm sorry. I don't like the Padres. Can you tell?
None of us do. Can you tell?
So whatever.
Hey, you would think we'd have this kind of passion about the San Francisco Giants, but we don't. It's crazy. All right, but anyway, moving on though with the offseason. Teoscar Hernandez turning down the qualifying deal. I kind of understand that. It sucks.
The bottom line
he wants
is
more money.
The bottom line is he's old.
He is old.
The bottom line.
So they're not going to give more money. It's true. No. You're already up there. Look, bro. You yourself even said it in the championship congratulatory fucking speech at Dodger Stadium after the parade. You even said it. You were thankful for the opportunity to even play with these guys to win a World Series and have that in your career. The
bottom line is when you look at him, I mean, hey, dude.
And he did great. He did great. I'm not taking that from him. He did great.
I think, you know what? He definitely is one of the ball players that contributed, big time
to the championship win,
to this fucking outcome. But looking at him now, if you got to talk to him, what are your options?
Yeah.
where are you going to go? Potentially win another fucking pennant, and how much more money are you expecting?
I know exactly. From who else? Who's going to give it to you as a contender other than 3 we named that are probably not going to pay you?
No,
they're not. They're not going to pay him. Phillies and Yankees. I don't see it.
It's not Ohtani money, by no means. But
yeah,
what are you going to do? Work at Home Depot, bro? I mean, you're gonna. It's still. That's still
Home Depot.
That's still a crap load of money, bro.
They all got it.
I need un barbacoa right there on the fucking aisle 7. Go.
They're gonna ask you for your
bring me down a pallet.
Your paint advice and your bring down a pallet.
Bring down a pallet, dude.
Like, no disrespect to you, bro. You did contribute, no doubt.
But no, and I think that's
they're
awesome,
looking about in the future too, man. They cannot give you a crazy deal.
Hey, there's still 6 zeros behind that paycheck, bitch. I mean, fuck, dude.
Exactly.
Open your fucking eyes, bro. Dude.
Like if they're giving you $100,000 deal, I would feel offended too, but that's not what they were doing. You know what I mean? That wasn't the case.
You're playing baseball.
Yeah.
The fucking sport you love.
Facts.
Getting paid.
Yep.
And there's still 6 zeros behind your paycheck and you're complaining.
Yep.
Would you like 7 zeros? Who the fuck wouldn't? Who the fuck wouldn't?
Who the fuck wouldn't want that?
But at the same time, you know what, bro? 6 ought to cover it, bro.
Yeah, six will cover it.
You're also ain't 20 years old no more, bro. You're also, you know what? I think you take a step back and fucking, the only other options, bro, is come work with us.
Yes, honestly, be smart. Yeah, come back with a team that's probably going to repeat. Go back. You want 2 rings instead of 1? Stay a Dodger. Take the qualifying offer, or at least take a little bit more. If they even give you that, take it. If they offer you a little bit more,
be a little bitch and work with us, dude.
Facts, because you should work with us because I think you're right. I think they're actually still negotiating his contract.
Well, they haven't fucking
set out flat out
him
no.
off, but look, he is what he is. I mean, he's still, like I said, he's still a ball player and he hit a lot of clutch hits.
No, I agree.
The guy's bat is on. Look at it when he threw out homeboy at home plate, dude.
Got an arm still.
Fucking still as a cannon.
Still as a cannon. Yeah, man, still good.
He's worth money. I'm not saying he's not, but he's also fucking. I mean, for baseball, he's 200.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a fucking 20-year-old. They don't want motherfuckers looking down to throw to 40.
Speaking of young, exactly, because you're right. They don't want a 40-year-old. They're not going to give a 40-year-old a big ass deal.
No, 40-year-old might be young in the fucking work world out here, but not in
baseball. It's a young man's sport, right? Not in most sports. No sport's going to give you a crazy young spry contract for someone that's older. Sorry, it's just not. It's not in the cards. Speaking of that, though, to transition to the last topic of the evening, speaking of a young player like you called it, what do you think of not 30 yet, mid-20s, over 20, fucking Juan Soto, free agent, wants a lot of money. The Dodgers are supposedly one of the favorites to possibly sign him, or the other big two.
They're one of the fuckers that can afford him.
Exactly.
I don't know if it's one of the.
What do you think of Juan Soto, man? You saw the look on his face. I mean, right after the World Series, this man did not hesitate to say that any team, and I promise you, sir, not to cut you off, sorry. You'll laugh if you watch it. I did. I laughed.
No, I saw that.
Did you see
saw that fucking interview.
He kept deflecting, though. They kept saying, are you sure that if the Yankees gave you a good proposal, that would be your main choice, your main option? Like, these reporters are like trying to beg this fool almost low key to be like, I'm coming back to New York. You know what I mean? But he kept saying, no, every team has a chance. He kept deflecting, no, every team. We're gonna me and my agent are gonna listen to everybody. Everybody has to say anybody has a chance to sign me. He basically made that shit clear. I don't give a fuck. I care about these guys. Thanks for the opportunity, but they are not the only ones in the race here.
But you know what?
I was like, damn.
But you know what? I also heard in that interview was did he have that
It
conversation?
was the press,
but did he have a conversation already with the Yankees?
Maybe.
Did he have that conversation and they looked at him and went?
You might be right.
Okay, because
basically with his words,
the son bitch wants Ohtani money.
Yeah, he does.
Okay,
he's asking a crazy number.
He wants $500 million.
Yeah, he's nuts. He's not gonna get that.
And you know what? I heard someone, and I apologize because I don't know his name. It's not coming from me, but the individual said straight out, Ohtani came on board, and by all means, let me just go out and say that as amazing as Ohtani is, and as amazing as it is to watch him play, I wasn't a fan of him coming to the Dodgers. And I wasn't only because, not because, dude, it's wow, period. I mean, that's all I can say to watch him play, but I can't take my kids to watch a Dodger game anymore. For me to go to damn Dodger, I mean, it's a $600-700 fucking day.
Yeah, it's expensive as fuck.
It's $20 some odd dollars it's $50 to park.
Yeah.
$20 for a beer.
You're not wrong.
I drink a lot of these. Okay, so My aunt's got to take a second out in the fucking house to go see a fucking game. And fuck you if it's a game like the Yankees or someone at the fucking Dodgers. They're
That
dicks.
just spike it
The
even higher.
fucking
They
Dodgers are
dicks.
going to kick it up. It's
Yeah,
the
they
Yankees.
are.
Well, guess what? The ticket just
Even the parking went up.
out of zero.
You got to park
so-
outside the stadium now to make it
fuck
work.
Fox. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you kept the team, okay? He's
true.
charging us because that's all Fox. Okay, that's
It is
some bitch
Fox.
in his little
No, I'll
fucking
leave it in
parking
there.
lot. But
Fox don't pay us. Fuck them.
that fucking prick, dude. I hope you get married again and she takes another half, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But with that said, though, Ohtani brought a fucking country with him.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch, they're talking about, they
that's why
made their $700 million
in the first year.
already in 1 year
Just
on that
having
son
him
of a
there.
bitch.
Just having him there.
What did we say he was making? He's making $2 million a
I
year
mean,
right
shit,
now.
on his jersey sales alone. I'm
Dude,
sure.
$2 million a year he's making.
Fuck. You know why though? Because like I told you off the record, he's making about 50 to 60 million in endorsements from New Balance, Nike.
As he should.
He's straight, bro. So
Dude.
that alone, his fucking wear our shit. Here we go. We're gonna pay you on top of that. So not only does he probably get free gear from them, but he's getting paid by them.
And he's going to
endorsed.
get like $680 million.
And that's outside of his MLB contract. That fool's set for life. You
So
know
he
they're
don't
getting
give
paid
a
for-
fuck.
Of
He
course not. That's why he was like, I want to win championships. I came from a team. Because think about it. He was already getting that endorsement while he was in Anaheim.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, I want to win
No,
championships
but
now.
with
It's not
that
about the
said-
money for me. He'll take the money later in life.
But with
he
that
won't,
said, though, Ohtani is not the only thing you need to win a ring.
I agree.
If that was the situation,
We would have been fucked in
fucking
the World
the
Series.
Angels would have fucking had how many rings?
That's true.
Okay, but
Well,
Ohtani
shit, you saw
wasn't
that in the World Series. He look. I'll give Ohtani this. He showed up during the postseason when it came up to the NLCS and onward. But then when it came to the World Series, let's be honest, he didn't really do much.
He didn't do a whole lot.
Couple doubles here and there.
But I don't know
Sure.
I don't know if we would have been there without him.
That part. No. That's what I said.
You know,
same
so-
thing goes for Muncy, right? I mean, obviously Muncy.
Fucking Muncy.
No, I'm not sorry. I'm not trying to compare Muncy to Ohtani. Don't
No,
confuse my words.
but
What I'm saying,
motherfuckers,
but
yeah,
no,
yeah.
but what I'm saying, I agree
Bats
with you.
go cold.
I'm saying, yeah, you're basically going off of what I said. You're kind of, which is true. I agree. They didn't get there without them either, though. Let's be honest. They didn't get to the World Series without Ohtani.
No, and you have
They
to
got
consider
there
that. I mean,
with Ohtani.
You can't
know?
you can't just base their entire career on one game. They
No,
have a
you
cold
can't.
ass. They have a cold
No,
series.
or even a cold series. Yeah, it
You know,
happens.
okay, fine, but you know what? You
Doesn't make
also
me less
got
great. Well,
150 some odd games you got to fucking count in there.
No,
You know,
that
was
part.
part of it. But
I mean, no, you're right. Who the fuck else hit 50-50 or 50-58 fucking no one had a 50-58 season other than him this year. Nobody.
hey, there's no such thing.
So,
I'm
come
sorry.
on.
I'm sorry if I offend people, but there's no such thing as a 7-foot Asian cat that can fucking smack the ball over the fence, steal second base, and then throw your ass out at home. I mean,
Nope.
that's fucking.
It doesn't exist.
They don't exist, bro.
It does exist
that
with
some
him.
bitch was made in a goddamn fucking. I mean,
That's
come on.
why it's funny you say that, Serge, because I don't know if you knew this. His nickname is actually, they call him the unicorn for that reason.
I fucking A. He is.
He's the
should
fucking unicorn,
Let's call
bro.
him Bigfoot. I mean, many have said he exists, but no one has seen him. There he is.
Yep,
There
he's
he
there.
is.
We have him on the Dodgers.
We have on Dodgers
He's
now.
an LA Dodger. Yep.
But Soto now, going back to where we're
Yeah,
initially
yeah.
talking about.
Good.
Soto's not Ohtani.
He's not.
Okay.
So he's not worth no 700 mil.
And like I said, I was listening to
He's good,
a
but-
podcast, and someone always said, you know what, Ohtani is like the full fucking thing. He brings
Package.
He
Yeah.
brought a whole fucking country with him. Like, dude, you know, his ability to, you know, as far as to make money
Bring revenue.
or make money off him, yeah, his revenue, his worth is deep beyond. I mean, they've already supposedly, I have no idea, I'm not the fucking accountant for the Dodgers, but they've already made their $700 million on him.
Oh, I believe it. So paying him's going to be nothing to them.
And then that same commentator turns around and looks and he goes, Soto's not Ohtani.
Yeah.
Soto's a great ball player, but that's all he is. Soto ain't bringing
he's
shit.
a $300 million.
He's a $300
If that,
million
you
guy.
know?
If even that. I mean,
But not a no fucking 700 crazy
no.
700
he
million.
Wants,
No,
he wants
no.
5+. And I mean, if you tell me honestly, if I had a choice between Soto and Judge, I'd pick Judge.
Oh, I agree.
And what did Judge get? 320 something? I mean,
Think so.
He did not. And
With the Yankees, he
took
didn't
a
even
pay
touch
cut.
that number. He did.
Now, granted, I honestly believe that sumbitch is involved with the mafia because I think that sumbitch even considered leaving the fucking Yankees. I can't even talk to him.
Really?
Because,
I
dude,
agree.
he
I
went
believe
to,
it. I
I'm
never heard
staying
this.
with the Yankees. No, that sumbitch, I mean, how many times? He entertained the Dodgers. He entertained
He
the
did.
Padres.
Even
he
the
entertained
Giants.
The Giants. And I guess hometown is the Giants venue around there,
Yeah,
right?
I heard that they had the biggest leg on him. Like he was about to sign in San Francisco, bro.
And then, dude, someone
He
in
was gonna be
fucking New
Frisco.
York said,
No, you're not.
no, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not, dude. Not only are you coming back, you're taking a fucking pay cut. Explain to me why he went back to the Yankees for like
leave, bro.
$200 million less.
He probably wanted exactly because he could have got a fatter paycheck, bro.
So
he might have been threatened. That's a good.
I'm wondering that some bitch belongs to somebody.
Yeah, dude. You make a very good point there. I didn't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but you know what? But even then,
what do you think his chances are?
I would take his ass over Soto.
I agree. So, but obviously he's not in the playing. He's not on the playing field right now.
Well, no, some bitch to sign. What do you sign? Like fucking 10 years or whatever.
I think so. He's locked up the rest of his career. He's done.
By the time his contract's over, he's no good.
Yeah, exactly. So, what do you think the likelihood of the Dodgers to signing Soto is?
I don't think so. Soto's commanding too much money. Unless Soto steps back and asks for a lot less,
then he'll actually take it. Maybe.
I think he should.
If he values, I think he should too. If you value winning championships now, like because we're a win now team, the Dodgers are a win now team. It would be wise to go be a Dodger because.
But is Soto a fit in the Dodgers?
I don't know. That part is true.
Because you know what? Look at like Puig, for example.
Yeah, he was
incredible player.
Just terrible in the locker room. Terrible player off field.
That some bitch apparently was like, "What did you do now?"
Yeah,
he was one of those.
All right, it was bad, and I even heard he had weird ways of coming in. This is off topic, but I heard that he got smuggled from Cuba. Owed the cartel some money or some shit for it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Tried to avoid them. They tried to have him killed and shit at one point. It got ugly, bro. I don't know. Theories. It might be wrong. Take it with a grain of salt, but I wouldn't want to get involved with that. That's insane, bro. It's scary too.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough with that though. But I don't really have much else to add, brother. I think it's pretty much touch base here.
I think so.
Completely, man.
I think so. I think we got angry enough.
Yeah, I think we did get angry enough. We argued a lot. We had a good time, man. Thank you guys for your time, man. Hey. Go Dodgers. Real quick,
Go Dodgers and see what 2025 brings.
Hopefully it brings good things.
It'll be another good season for us, I hope.
Good seasons.
I don't know what else. Fuck Padres.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you what your final tidbits were. This is the part of the episode, Serge, where we say your last tidbits to the audience and to the listeners, the viewers and the listeners out there. What do you got for them?
You know what, dude? I'm obviously a big fan of baseball. I love baseball, and you know what, dude? It's just less haters, man. Let's just go out there and enjoy the damn game. Even though we're going to beat you all, but it's still a lot of fun, and let's just enjoy it. Let's see what happens. Anything's possible. It's obviously shown there. It's whose hearts are bigger.
Yeah, facts.
And let's just hey, come on, spring training.
Hey, I agree with you, brother. Hey, man, thanks again for being here with us too, man. I really do appreciate you being here. We get a lot of praise in this show.
Gracias.
You didn't say it this time. Last time you said you feel like you hit a birdie. Remember that? You remember that? Like, I feel like you just hit a birdie.
I hit a birdie.
Nah, but yeah, guys, all I got for you is thank you again for spending time with us. Chilling with us, celebrating the Dodgers with us. We'll be back next week, same time as always. But if you haven't, please subscribe on YouTube, on Rumble, on Spotify, on Apple Music. We're everywhere. By the way, Spotify's killing it. Apple Music's killing it. For some reason, people like to listen to us more than they do watch us, which I'm not complaining. Fuck it. However you guys like to take us, apparently they like to listen to us on their way to work. I'm okay with that. I appreciate it. Man. Hey, man, good for you guys. Thank you so much for including us in your day. I pray that you guys have a blessed rest of your evening, and we'll see you guys next week. This has been Timeless Talk.
This wasn't a birdie. It was an albatross.
It was an albatross. It's an albatross. Yeah. I like it. Shit. Oh, man. Anyway. All right, guys. Well, with that being said, you know what it is. It's been Timeless Talk. We'll see you guys next week.